If you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, did you capture it? Just let it slip.
Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's choking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over, loud. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when he goes back to this mobile home, that's when it's back to the lab again. Yo, this old rhapsody better go capture this moment and hope it don't do it. Lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better. This soul's escaping through this hole that is gaping. This world is mine for the taking. Make me king as we move toward a new world order. A normal life is boring, but superstardom's close to postmortem. It only grows harder, homie grows hotter. He blows, it's all over. These is all on him. Coast to coast shows, he's known as the Globetrotter. Lonely roads, God only knows he's grown farther from home. He's no father. He goes home and barely knows his own daughter. But hold your nose, cause here goes the cold water. These fools don't want him no more. He's cold product. They moved on to the next mo who flows. He knows dove and sold nada. And so the soap opera is told. It unfolds. I suppose it's old partner, but the beat goes on. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better. No more games. I'ma change what you call rage. Tear this and roof off like two dogs' cage. I was playing in the beginning, the mood all changed. I've been chewed up and spit out and booed off stage, but I kept rhyming and stepped right in the next cipher. Best believe somebody's paying the Pied Piper. All the pain inside amplified by the fact that I can't get by with my 9 to 5, and I can't provide the right type of life for my family. Cause man, these food stamps don't buy diapers, and there's no movie, there's no Mackay Pfeiffer. This is my life, and these times are so hard, and it's getting even harder trying to feed and water my seed. Plus, see the thought I caught up between being a father and a prima donna. Baby mama drama screaming on her too much for me to wanna stay in one spot. Another damn monotony's gotten me to the point I'm like a snail. I've got to formulate a plot or end up in jail or shot. Success is my only option. Failure's not. Mama love you, but this trailer's got to go. I cannot grow old in Salem's lot. So here I go, it's my shot. Feet fail me not. This may be the only opportunity that I got. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better. You can do anything you set your mind to, man.
Till I Nirvana hit me harder again. Out deep is your love? How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? Hold me closer again. How deep is your love? How deep is your love?
Ride this horse. Like that. Such a fucking hoe. I love it.
Oh, right, all right, all right. And we're back. Fresh Cash Friday. Sorry, I look a little messy right now. I just got off the boat, went foiling this morning. You know how we do. You know, Fresh Cash Friday, baby. We out here. Who else wakes up in the morning and goes foiling behind their boat? What's good, chat? What's good? Who's here? Who's not here? Like $1 million question. Look at this. Just out there this morning. So I walk out my back door. The sun's shining. Little sunrise foil session here behind the boat. Oh! So fun. It's a good workout too. Get the blood pumping. Get ready. It's preparing for the market to open. You know, I'm ready to ride the waves. We're gonna ride the waves, baby. That was literally me an hour ago, and here I am at the BDH now. It's wild. What a wild world that we're living in here. All right. So we got a special guest here today. He's still getting ready. Yeah, I think he's in hair and makeup right now, but he's gonna be ready in about 5 seconds here. We'll introduce him and we'll get into that party. But if you guys have already hit that like button, subscribe button, we got a big day of action. It's Friday, Fresh Cash Friday. We had some Trump news yesterday. We had FOMC the day before, and well, looks like overnight some volatility as well. 7 o'clock this morning, some big volatility. I don't know what in the world was going on. Big candle. Right now, we have gapped up. Market is up on the day, 20,235. Let's see. All right, trying to get this all going here. Get the likes showing. You gotta get the likes showing. All right. Trump said China tariffs at 80%. Is that why we had that big move last night? Okay. But here we are at open, getting ready. Got some new shirts. New BDH shirts on the back. Okay, I don't know. What's on the back? Jason, what does it say on the back? BDH liquidated? Oh, big decals on the back. I'm becoming a clothing designer, Isaac. Have you heard about my clothing designs?
I have.
You have? Hey, all right. Well, let's get him in here.
When the collab drop for BDH and BTE is gonna drop.
Well, yeah. Well, what's up with this BT? What is that? Big Tick Energy?
Big Tick Energy.
God.
So
we might have to measure later. All right. I don't know why it's like. Good. All right. Right now, look at here the Nasdaq. Yeah, I feel like you say I feel like you say Nasdaq time. Nasdaq. I don't know why, but yeah, I guess that news not even overnight, but this morning we had some news there, bouncing off yesterday's close, back up there towards that 20,300 level for now. So let's go. Regular Allen, you know. Man, I talked to Tradeify this morning. My account is still not working. No, can't buy, can't sell. I think the stock market really just doesn't want me to make money. It's rigged.
for me, it's the Goldman interns.
What?
The Goldman interns.
Yeah.
They're always trading against me. I got
make sure his mic,
Discord.
Jason.
Is this on?
Yeah, you got to kind of like.
Super close. Cool. And how do I get this? It's picking up, but it's not displaying. Is it because it's picking up whatever computer's built into this?
Making too much money.
I might take my first NQ trade.
Taking an NQ trade today?
Because I'm in the BDH.
Wait, you don't trade the NQ normally?
Never.
What do you want to do?
I just want to have a secondary display.
Yeah. Well, is it not working? Yeah, you gotta transfer on the bottom. Hit the bottom. Yeah, on the mic, on the monitor. The bottom of the monitor. Come on. Tech support. Don't worry.
HDMI.
Fire, Jason. Absolutely. Well, maybe.
Maybe the other HDMI.
Probably.
It's moving around. Hey, let's go.
All right.
Oh, I can get used to this.
Don't worry, tech support is here. The trading guy, the fucking influencing guy, the doing it all. Doing it all live from the BDH. It was funny, I was on the boat this morning foiling, and there was a cop. And I saw the cop on his boat, and I was like, "Oh God, here we go! We're gonna get pulled over for sure." And I'm sitting there waiting, and then all of a sudden, he just drove by us and waved, and he kept going. So I said, "That's a good sign.
It's always fun.
It's a good. I think we're gonna have a good day. When the cop doesn't pull you over, and you keep going, he keeps going. It might be a good day."
I got pulled over in my new car recently.
Oh,
and,
you might have. If maybe what you do, if you put your laptop, like take the mic. And like put it between the laptop and that, you know what I mean? Yeah, like kind of like twist it. No. Yeah, like you gotta go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, now you got it. Cool. Now we're doing it. There
we go.
All right, Nasdaq right now, push it up here. Are all Apex accounts a one-day pass? I believe so. So we got Isaac Rivera. Is that right? Is that right?
That's it.
Rivera? I know I spelled it wrong, but I'm not good at spelling. I can pronounce it.
Riviera is like my second last name.
Rivera?
Very last name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just Rivera.
It's nice.
I'm gonna jump in your chat too while I'm at it.
All right, we're still getting just dialed in here. Right now, the Nasdaq push it up off of the EMAs. They got the VWAP down there. And getting ready for market open. Little breakout there from the 35s up there to the 55s. That 737 whatever kind of candle, that high of that candle is 287. Yesterday had a big move up. Big move up yesterday to that 300 level after Trump talked. And then pulled back at the end of day. So now... $1 million question of where do we go next? You know, where do we go next? What's your what's kind of your morning routine, Isaac, when it comes to looking at the market?
Every day, start at 9:15 sharp. Usually wait 5 minutes for everybody on the Discord to get jumped in and ready, get their chart set up. And we do a top-down approach, start at the daily, work our way all the way down to the 1 minute. And then I also look at the 1,000 tick and the Renko chart. We pick out our daily levels, and then at that point, we just sit and wait for one of my setups to present themselves. And if they're in alignment with one of our levels, even better. And I usually try to be one and done, right?
One and done.
If I make my money,
one and done.
Yeah, if it's 4.5 points or more, yeah, just done for the day.
I like it. Hey, Jason, will you center that camera just a little bit? There you go. Keep going. Right there. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Well, one and done. I hope we can hit it one and done today. Fresh Cash Friday. Nothing better than hitting a nice, easy trade at open and then getting it done. Do you have like a rule in terms of do you trade the first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes, first hour? Is there a rule?
I usually let 10 to 15 minutes digestion, so that the algos and the idiots can do their thing.
15-minute opening range, you know?
Yeah, so usually try to let 15 minutes do its thing, and then I pay attention to the econ calendar like crazy. So if like one of my setups presents itself like 7 minutes to like a big release at 10 or 10:30, I'll just skip it all together.
Yeah.
But I try to get pretty much my stuff done between like 9:45 and 11:15.
That's
the
good.
earlier the better. Same thing is like we start approaching to 11:30, 11:45. If a setup presents itself, especially if I got something on the calendar for like my other businesses and stuff, I'll just be like, all right, I'm just gonna pass on this.
That's kind of funny when you think about it, because like we've never met before. We probably have no idea how we trade each other trades, or maybe you have an idea, but when you, like you said, you kind of trade 9:45 to 11 or so, and it's like very similar because that's like kind of my same exact kind of kill it. I want to get done before 11 and go Chipotle. So that's funny. It's funny that we we've never met in real life. We have totally different ideas, but we still kind of focus on that same time frame. So I think that's why, that's kind of like the self-fulfilling prophecy of, hey, everybody's kind of focusing on that 9:30 to 11 o'clock, 11:30 hour to get their trades in, and that's when the volume's there, and that's when normally the follow-through happens. So it's not a coincidence that we both kind of focus on that same time frame.
It's never a coincidence. Some of the best traders obviously have a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
Learned that a lot at the ASFX boot camp I just did in Tampa. I was one of the guest speakers, and it was really interesting seeing how like some of us were taking similar trades in the same market or correlated markets, but based on different things, same general areas, and seeing like those consistencies. But that morning portion, I mean, you need 3 things in the markets to make money: volume, liquidity, range, right? And it's at that peak from like 9:30 to 11:30. But you look at all the big dogs on Wall Street and CME and all that, like Peter Tuchman all the time to this day, after like 30-40 years in the markets, he always does a half day on Friday. So once he's done for the day on Friday, he walks away and they do whatever, drive up to the Hamptons or whatever.
I'm trying to get that pina colada,
Yeah, if it wasn't for my Discord, I had this 2023 New Year's resolution: 4 days in a row winning, Monday through Thursday, take Friday off.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
But when you got people paying to trade with you,
discipline.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah,
I'm a crackhead. If I had 4 days in a row, I'm going hard on Friday. I'm like, fuck yeah, boys, we on it right
Friday,
now.
But just not in the markets.
Yeah, okay, I like it.
That lets me work on some other things. So.
What's up? Well, Joshua Wright, he said he's got to come get your Lotus rent.
Yeah, he's probably mad that my credit card got declined.
Yeah, oh, man. I know. I always tell people, I'm like, every month I always got to send out that fat rental check for all my cars.
Yeah.
To myself.
It racks up quick. Quick. He's just mad I didn't take him for a ride in it when he was up in Tampa. He was at the boot camp actually, so he's been in my in my Discord for over a year.
I have a few guys like that too that are upset that I don't take them for a ride. All right. Speaking of Austin FXs, when Austin does his presentation at the summit, does he have like a little box to stand on? Or
yeah, he has an entire like platform built out actually. I'm not gonna lie, I used it too.
I mean, I gotta mess with him. No, it's all just fun.
I had to use it too. I was just like, Tanner is enormous.
Yeah. That's what's funny about you guys. You got like the really tall guys, and then you have like the extremely short guys.
But I was actually really surprised. Like Zach's really tall, Evan's tall, Joey's tall. He was here what, like 2-3
I'm taller
days
than
ago?
Joey.
Yeah.
Joey walked in thinking he was gonna be a big dog, and I was like, "Sit down, boy."
I try to stand next to Austin as much as I can.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I would love to stand next to Austin all the time.
Whenever like the other guys were on there, I would like jump on Austin's box and just be like,
Austin's got a box. Oh man, let's go. All right. So, in terms of indicators, in terms of anything special that you have on the charts, what are you looking at?
So my charts are typically very, very clean. Usually the only thing you'll see on my charts across the board is a simple moving average. It's almost always a 200 period simple moving average.
And that's across all time frames?
Across all time frames. And then so on the 5-minute chart, I look at ATR, average true range, for those of you guys who don't know what ATR is. And I'm always looking for an ATR of 5 or better, right? So if you have an ATR of 5, you have a 10-point target expectancy in the S&P at the very least.
And normally you trade ES.
Only the ES.
So I'm about to say, 10 ATR. I was like, what, on the fucking, on the ES for sure.
Well, now that Trump's back in office, we get 20 ATR a lot more frequently than before.
What's the ATR on the Nasdaq today? I don't even look at the ATR, but it gets wild, crazy.
It keeps me out of decent trades that like aren't great because of that range.
Yeah, so because if you're basically, if you're looking at the ATR, but then like the market's not really moving, then you're staying out of it because I guess you want that ATR to have enough range that you can get in, get out.
It's kind of big tick energy, right?
Yeah,
I can't catch 40 ticks minimum on any execution.
Oh fuck, you're a tick guy?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, man, big on the ticks.
Man. Oh, not the ticks. I
love me some ticks.
These fucking tick guys, man. I don't
love
get
me
it.
some ticks.
I've never understood I'm like, why not just call it a point?
Well, there's four little ticks in there. You know every tick counts. Every tick counts, man.
They just want to be able to post on Twitter and be like, I got 40 ticks.
That sounds so much better.
Yeah, it does. It sounds a lot better than
like,
fucking 5 points.
I usually give everybody like my height and everything, like in centimeters, like my money and like pennies, right? Like, just got to make it seem much bigger than it is.
Yeah, no, when people ask how much money I have, I go, well, I have, about 100 billion pennies.
I have so many shekels.
Yeah.
So many shekels.
I got so many copper coins.
shekels and rupees. But
What do you think, chat? How does the chat feel about this whole tick compared to points? We'll do a poll. See what the chat thinks. Ticks versus dicks. I mean, points.
Hey.
All right.
Yeah, you got to be careful saying that. You got.
Well, I mean, you know, the great thing about the BDH is there's just no filters here, baby.
Like that.
All right.
No moderation.
This ain't Top Step TV. We can say whatever we want, baby.
That's what I was just gonna say. I'm like, no moderation.
No moderation. No old guys
love
sitting in
that.
the background going, making noises or anything weird going on here.
Like that.
All right. I mean, it looks like the chat is unanimously going. They love the points.
Spies.
They loving the points, man.
Let me jump in this chat.
All right. 500 votes, 78% points. So I think the points have won. Well, imagine this, Isaac. What if you said on Twitter you got 40 points? See, because then they'd be like, damn, he got 40 points.
Can we make that happen?
No, I'm trying to make that happen.
It's 10-point minimum. I shoot for 20 to 40.
Okay.
But it's a 10-point minimum to get in. Like right now, I mean, markets aren't open yet. We got 15 minutes. But ATR sitting at 4.73. That makes me a little hopeful because like going into the open, we're already almost at 5.
Yeah.
That's
on the ES again.
That's on the ES,
okay.
yeah. We get to moving and, you know, we could be at 12 ATR real quick.
I like it.
All right, so.
Points won because it's PW Stream. I mean, the poll was a fair poll. It was a fair poll.
Oh, we got nice guys in here. Tim Dinger. I hope that's not really your last name, Tim. I would not be trash talking in the chat with a last name like Dinger.
Don't worry, don't read the chat. Best thing to do. We had a guy here yesterday. This kid, he's 20 years old. He's been trading since he was like fucking 14, 15. Nice. Super bright, you know, kind of, you can tell he's you know, definitely a smart kid, you know, and he get kind of, he's obsessed with trading and all that. And funny because like the chat was just tearing into him. I'm like,
Really?
guys, I'm like, just like relax. Like the kid, he's literally just stoked to be at the BDH. Like he flew from fucking Arkansas. Where did he fly from? Utah. He flew from Utah to come to the BDH. Everyone's like giving him shit. And I'm like, guys, he's one of you. I feel like, you know what it is? Like the chat gets jealous.
Is that what it is? Well,
They're all jealous that they're not here. They want to be here. And like,
well, Dinger said, I know, Claire's saying I'm super triggering. I trigger chats like crazy, but Dinger said it's just kidding. So
okay,
it's all love,
there you go. Just all love. Okay, I like it.
All right, idea for our collab t-shirt then, BTE and BDH.
Yeah.
Less hating, more trading. Like, that's it.
Less hating, more trading.
Less hating, more trading.
As long as we can put a big cigar on there, we're good.
That works too. It could be a picture of us, like black and white puffing on cigars.
I don't remember the last time I smoked a cigar.
Damn. That's a shame. I'd be out on your boat all the time.
Oh,
smoking.
man.
You'll be reeling them in and I'll just be smoking.
All right. So, I always like hate these kind of market opens where we're just like, we had that big candle where we just took the highs and the lows already, and now it's just like we're kind of moving up towards those highs again. Little choppy, scary. The hourly chart's just not looking very sexy right now with that last candle.
That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm going to drop down to the 30, get my volume profile drawn out for yesterday.
You're a volume profile guy?
Yeah, big time. That's like crucial for determining my levels every day. So I usually look at like S&R levels on the daily and on the hourly as well. Then I'll go down to the 30, look at the volume profile, look for like gaps, anomalies, spikes, point of control, value area, high, low, session high, low. And then kind of pick out, you know, my targets for the day.
See, whenever I talk to some traders, I think to myself, I'm like, damn, I must be retarded because I don't look at anything. I'm just be like, oh, look, it's a bull flag or a bear flag. And then I just be like, 15 contacts, I'm all in.
But that's technical patterns though, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think for some people, like, it works to be more, I think it really comes down to your personality, right? Some people are like more analytically kind of inclined to, they want to like see all the numbers, see the ideas of it all, and then you have someone like me who just fucking walks in the room with the shotgun and just starts shooting. Well, you know, the old saying, you know, shoot everybody and let God sort them out later kind of thing. You know, you'll figure out who's who. But that's kind of my trading style, I guess. I try to not overcomplicate it because, you know, I used to try to overcomplicate it. When I first started trading, I would always like try to overcomplicate it, and I would just get all kinds of wild, crazy ideas going. I don't know if it really helps me, to be honest.
I think too much ends up hurting you in the long run.
Yeah.
Like just the more stripped down your terminal can be and the more simplified your approach can be, I think you're going to have longer term success. Because like everything doesn't work all the time.
Yeah,
right?
fuck,
So,
no,
like,
no. Well, there's days where like bull flags are amazing because it's like every time there's a bull flag, it goes higher. And you're like, oh, it's just so amazing. And then there's some days where bull flags just never work and every breakout gets denied, you know? So it's all, like you said, it's also a lot to do with just the ATR in general. The range, like is the market actually moving? Is there volume? Is there a trend? When the market's trending, it's fucking easy to make money.
And you know, because I'm a mean reversion trader, I usually get my ass kicked around on big
During trend days?
Yeah.
See?
Unless I get lucky, like let's just say it's like a long trending day. If I get lucky with like a level 1 or level 2 long, that then I can end up riding out. Otherwise, what I'm looking for then is level 2 or level 3 shorts.
Yeah.
They end up burning me, right?
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny because I mean, if you think about it, I guess, you know, the market probably chops and doesn't trend. Well, I mean, it's pretty much proven. The market trends less than it chops. So it's interesting because I do bad in a choppy market, and then you prefer like more of a range bound kind of up and down market, where I'm like, give me that Trump tweet where it just goes up 300 points in a straight line. I'm fucking loving it.
Yeah, bottoms and tops of ranges. Of course, obviously breakouts are always a good thing too. But when you have like acceptance in the markets, like to me, you could just exploit like the fear in people, the greed in people, the uncertainty in people, and that's where you can make your money.
Oof. I got really lucky yesterday. After Trump got done talking, we had the whole stream, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I think this market's gonna just pump by the time Trump's talking." And I got long at like 20,000, got like a 200-point move on that. And it was funny because that was a trade where I just I put my stop loss and I put my target and I didn't even look at it, and then I was like, oh look, hey, it hit.
What platform are you trading on? Ninja?
Tradeovate mostly, and then I'll do like Quant Tower for I have like my personal account with Optimus, and also they have like a platform that's pretty much like a Quant Tower. It's called Optimus Flow, pretty much the same thing. But you?
I'm on Tradeovate for my live account, and my personal account, but just recently migrated over to Top One Futures at their launch. So
with their Top Step X or whatever it is,
Project X. So fortunately, I was already kind of versed, using Flop Step X. For my time over
I've never
there,
used it, to be honest.
It's not bad. It's not. No. It's powered by TradingView.
Actually,
but
I used it when it was in beta stage. Like I was testing it out long ago, and I actually gave them a lot of feedback on stuff that they ended up implementing, but obviously they would never give me credit for it. But I have the emails to prove it, okay? I want my commission,
you
motherfuckers.
Have the receipts. Always have the receipts.
I got all the emails, trust me. That's why they, I think that's why MP is a little afraid, because he's like, fuck, he does got all that proof.
Man, that's the thing. Corporate, they love sending emails.
Yeah.
But then you always have emails, so
I got it all.
Nah, it's just not feature rich enough. Like there's some things that, like, especially for like my style of trading, like I need auto trailing stops.
Yeah.
That way you hit a certain threshold in like ticks or points and it automatically moves your stop like in your profit favor. So that's missing. And I hate that, like the automated trade management. So like what's brackets or ATM in Tradeovate, it's P&L based, right? So like if you're on if you have it set to, 1,000, because I want that to be 10 points in my favor, 10 points in my stop loss, that works for 2 contracts.
Yeah.
But the minute I put a third contract on, right now that would be 1,500. So I have to actually manually adjust them. So that's a real pain. So once there's like tick or point based stop and targets in the bracket system, and then automated trailing, I would like the platform a lot more. Cumulative delta is missing.
Have you had any? I've heard. I mean, I just see what I see. But have you had any issues with like the fills and stuff and getting bad fills? That's been a comment that I see a lot. People saying that they get bad fills or they get filled where the market never even went and stuff like that
during like extreme volatility. Especially like around releases and stuff like that, like the charts won't print. Right, so you'll see the DOM, maybe you'll see the DOM moving. And you're just like, wait a second, this is saying it's at 5704, right? But like, the chart's still at like 5695. Right, so it's just like, where'd those 11 points go or those 9 points go? So you got to like refresh the platform. But the better, like if you're on a hardwired connection, the better, right? The faster your internet, the better. The faster your machine, the better. But I think because it's jumping through hoops, like getting information from an exchange, using charts from TradingView, like because there's those hoops, I think that's where you see some of that slippage and some of that lagging. But aside from that, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty user friendly. But I definitely like Trade-Evate a little bit more. But that's what I've been on for the longest. More than half of my time trading in the last 10 years has been on Trade-Evate.
Yeah. Rob said, not even during extreme volume. He got filled this morning on a long, and price was a full point away from where the entry. Never touched it. Well, hey.
Was he filling at market? I mean, if you're filling at market, that's going to happen regardless of what platform you're on. But I only use limit orders. So
yeah. Well, you know, I always tell traders too, I'm like, hey, the best thing you can do is like always record your trades.
Like video
right?
record?
Yeah, like record your
it
screen.
Doesn't hurt.
You could, like, hey, if you have a good day, then just delete the video.
Yeah.
But at least, like, if you have that recording where you're like, hey, look, I fucking got stopped out and the market never even went there, they're like, oh, you know, at least you have proof of it.
Yeah.
It'll definitely save you, you know, if there is an issue. Because I've done that even before I was a influencer or anything back in the day when I was trading on a couple of different broker platforms. When I was trading on SureTrader, actually, I made a couple of videos because I was like, hey, look, you fucks, like, the market didn't even go where your platform said it went, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, yeah, we'll fix that." I'm like, uh-huh. Interesting.
You must have seen a lot of things. You've been on a lot of different firms, a lot of different platforms.
I mean, I had a guy that was actively being chased by the FBI at one point, trying to be my best friend. And I was like, oh my god, stop calling me, bro. I literally told him, like, lose my number. You crazy.
Not a good look.
This was the old CEO owner of SureTrader back in the day. He started SureTrader. Guy Gentile. He was one of the OG like small cap traders back in the day. He started basically like internet small cap trading with Dash Trader. His wife owns it now, or his ex-wife owns it, but he started Dash Trader back in the day, and that was like the OG way of trading, man.
How long have you been trading?
This will be my like 8th or 9th year, basically.
So you're right around the same time as me. I started in 2015. So.
I mean, I've been like, I haven't traded futures for obviously that long, but I've been around the game for a long time. I feel like I've seen the ups, the downs. I was there when Bitcoin was $3,000, $2,000. I was there when it went to 20. I was there when the marijuana stocks went crazy. I was there when AMC went crazy, and I was there when Nvidia was like $20 back in the day, and everyone told me that Nvidia was never going to go higher. I had a bunch of Nvidia at like $20, and I was holding it, and it went to like 60. And I remember my girlfriend's dad at the time was like, "Oh yeah, no, they're not going to go any higher. It's just that they're overpriced already." And I was like, "All right." Ended up selling, and then fucking just went to the moon. Fuck you, Dave. What I've learned is if someone starts giving you advice on your positions, that's probably like a good time to just don't listen, you know? Because if you take a trade and you put on a position, you believe in something, you know, you might see something that someone else didn't see. That's the same thing with trading. I tell people, like, if you watch YouTubers on YouTube all day hoping to buy and sell when they do, like, you're never going to learn, you're never going to figure out why you're doing that, and it's just a bad habit. I was here back in the day when when you had to pay commissions to trade stocks. Now that was crazy.
Yeah.
$12, baby. $12 per side.
It's crazy how much of it's free now.
It's all free. I mean, yeah.
It's so much
I
cheaper
remember
than it used to
literally when Robinhood first came out, and I signed up for the wait list. And they had a thing where, like, if you shared your link, you would move up the wait list. And I was like one of the first people to get access to Robinhood because I shared that shit everywhere. I was like, I'm gonna be the first person. And I thought I was gonna make so much money because I would never have to pay commissions anymore. I was like, I can just average down, like, just buy one share at a time, you know, because there's no commission. Because back in the day, you'd pay $24 to trade.
Yeah.
And you kind of like had to think about that. You're like, every time you entered a trade, you were already negative $24.
I never traded anything else. I've never owned a piece of crypto.
Yeah, no crypto, never?
Forex, no options.
You clearly, you got to get on the little degenerate game, dog.
I try to not be.
You never traded 100 times leverage? Come on!
Never.
You are not alive until you do that. I had a buddy of mine.
I'm afraid of the feeling.
Oh, it'll fucking blow your mind.
I'm like good at moderating myself. Yeah. I'm like, I got to steer clear. My first stock purchases and sales were through Robinhood, and that's it.
Yeah, back in the day when like crypto was going crazy, I would set my alarm on my phone, and I'd wake up every single hour on the hour just to see what the price was of like Bitcoin and Litecoin back in the day, because I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm up 30,000. I'll just go back to sleep, wake up another hour, check it again. Oh, I'm down 30,000. Okay, let me go back to sleep, do it again. It was wild. Back in the day with Asia used to go crazy with Bitcoin. Bitcoin would have like fucking 100% moves overnight. All right, Nasdaq right now pulling back here into open. This is that 925 candle. we had a guy in the chat who was adamant about the idea that whatever that 925 candle is, whatever it does is basically where the market's going to move at open. He was adamant. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's true.
I got Reggie Wins in the chat asking about my volume profile. So I use the standard volume profile indicator in Tradeovate and in Project X. In Project X, it's labeled as VPFR. I use the value area as 70%. Volume's obviously up, down, row size 1, and it's ticks per row. So that's a pretty default setting. But if you're like in the Top 1 Futures Academy, I actually have a course on volume profile and market profile. So definitely check that out. It's about an hour, but it covers pretty much everything you need to know about it. And then, of course, how to use it with either your strategy or mine.
I mean, the simplest way to explain volume profile, really, at the end of the day, is you're looking at where the most transactions have happened on the day. So, like, if you're looking at the ES and the E, there's like all the volumes happened at the 5700 area. That's kind of like point of control area. Like that's a high interest area. Like it's almost like you're looking at that as like support because you're like, hey, I know there's been a lot of transactions, a lot of people buying and selling
support
at that
or
level.
Resistance, or you could just target it, right? So it uses like Gaussian bell theory.
Yeah, I mean, if let's say the price is at 5,705 and there's a ton of volume traded at 5,700, you're kind of like that would be support.
Yeah, there's a ton right now actually at 5,721. So the difference between volume profile and market profile is volume profile is exact, like it's an actual volume read. So you have to have market generated information that you pay for to get it. Market profile is an estimation based on how much time price
is set there
in one certain level. Yeah, so that's really the only difference between market profile and
that's kind of like a tick chart too.
Yeah,
where like tick charts only print accurate when actual transactions are transactions are happening.
And that's why I always keep a 1,000 tick chart up, because I want to see, one formation for every 1,000 transactions.
I like it. Someone says, my main strategy is targeting support and resistance on the 1 minute chart. Wow. Fucking A, this guy. Don't make it any more simple, sir.
Nick Amnesia. I became profitable, and not by much, like $9,000 for the year. I became profitable about 2.5 years in. 2.5 years in, and then by about 5 years in, I was able to pretty much just live off of my trading if I wanted to.
I'm still working to that level, get to that profitability level one day.
You keep running these cars, dude. Like, it's just never going to happen.
I know. Just keep fucking getting all these payouts, man. Brett Simba with Tradeify, he keeps trying to get me to do a payout because I got $100,000 in my Tradeify account. He's like, take a payout. I'm like, what am I going to do with it? He's like, just take it. I'm like, well, what am I going to do with it?
You don't find it strange that CEOs want you to take payouts? Like, they say it all the time.
Well, because they want me to do it because then I can post about it.
Oh, okay. Maybe in your case.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
No, I feel like the general public, they just like don't want you to have that equity cushion so that you can just blow up your account and then just buy another one.
Yeah, that would make sense. No, I think
buy another account.
In my case, I think it's because they want to like use it as publicity to be like, hey, look, he took a $50,000 payout.
That makes sense.
And I'm like, well, I don't want to do it. Oh my God, there we go. Market's open.
Market is open.
Let's see if this 925 theory works today. We sold down and now we're going straight back up. Oh God, it doesn't work every day. This is the one day it doesn't work. Oh, all right. There's that 250 area. The bears, the bulls. Looks like 260s. Maybe that thing about China tariffs, 280 area could be a target, maybe.
You don't look at any fundamentals for the most part?
No, I didn't look at anything. I woke up this morning, I went fucking foiling, I came here, I drank my protein drink, and then
I couldn't look at anything. I was driving for 3
hours. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Because the thing is, like, what do I know? I don't know anything about fucking the economy or fundamentals or anything really.
I don't know anything about trading.
I don't know anything about anything.
Press buttons.
Exactly. I see a bull flag, I go long. If I see a bear flag, I go short. Perfect. No questions. Just in and out, baby.
All right. Big thing for me is I want to see the S&P stay over 5,700. Yeah, we gave a lot of ground back. We had such a nice rally early in the day yesterday. And pretty much... Oh, whoa. Just lost one of my screens. Where'd we go? Yeah, after 1 o'clock, started moving down. And then last 30 minutes to trade, ended up taking a dump. So that was unfortunate, but...
Gave it all... Yeah, they really did.
Yeah.
Kind of hammer it back down there yesterday.
But we're
right now, the ES and Nasdaq both just kind of opened up here, going nowhere. Little test of that 260 area, back down again, 230s. We got the VWAP all the way down there at the 190s now.
Maybe I should take out a payout so I could buy one of these monitors. This is nice.
People, you know what's funny? Like every single person who comes here is like, man, these monitors are really nice. I'm like, what do you? I don't. We have a shit ton of them. They're laying everywhere. I'll give you one for free. No, but these are the. You know what they're really nice about? They're the super fine, super 4K, like super sharp LG 4K monitors. I can't look at a monitor unless it's got to be like sharp because it fucking hurts my eyes.
I had the Viewfinity from LG. But I ended up returning it. I was just like, for a little bit more, I can just get the new studio display, which I love. Yeah. This is still just a little bit bigger.
Well, that's the problem. You know, the Apple Studio displays are.
I think it's like 27 inches or something like that. Or
yeah, they're
30.
27. These are 32s.
Yeah.
The Apples, the price is insane. I think they're like.
Mine sent me back like $1,800.
Yeah, these are like $200. So it's like hard. I'm not gonna buy. I bought Jason his little Apple displays over there for his editing, but for trading, I'm like, that might be a little overkill. All right, Nasdaq, if we get above this 260 area, try to push up there towards that kind of candle high from the overnight at 280, but right now it's stuck below 260, 250 area, and looking a little weak for, well, I don't know if it's so weak, but just kind of indecisive which way this wants to go right now. We got a bunch of Fed speakers here today. Everybody wants to speak today after the FOMC. Everybody wants to be relevant. But getting real tight here. If we, like I said, through the 260s, we'll see if we squeeze straight up there. Maybe there's a pivot point, 350 pivot point there. Holding up there the EMA on the 1 minute chart. Getting real tight here. Take out these wicks, 255, 260 here. Like I said, 280s or so. Should try to go.
I'm looking to see if we get a pull back to yesterday's initial balance high in the ES. Possibly catch a long off of there, and then
that would be what level?
We're looking at right around 56.93.
Kind of like, I thought, you know, it's funny. That's where the VWAP's at.
Yeah.
Look at
Coincidence?
that.
Coincidence?
Isn't that coincidence?
I think not.
I say that all the time. Even like it's funny because like the other day ICT was in the chat and he was talking about something with the level, and then I was like, well, if you look, that's right where the pivot point is. You know, there's a pivot point right where you said. All right, here's that 260 push. They need to go straight through 260s to rip it up there.
Where is
265s.
Ooh, Nick Amnesia, another question. What was the catalyst that led to consistency in my trading? Trailing my stop into profit. That's it. You could have a shitty strategy. You could have no strategy.
Ooh.
In the S&P, if you throw a market buy or a market sell at one point or another, you're going to be at least 3 points in the profit. Like just by chance, right? Now, not quite that much.
Rolling the dice.
The rules in my system are as soon as you've met 6.5 points of green on your trade, I take my stop from minus 10 points to plus 4.5 points. Any other trailing beyond that point is discretionary, right? So I sometimes will trail like 7.5 points, but it's usually 4.5, then 10.25. And so like I'll just kind of trail and like give the trade enough room to breathe. But that to me single-handedly took me from break even or not profitable at all to completely profitable, just locking in profits. Like people will work all freaking day at a job that they can't stand with coworkers they hate, an asshole boss, for like $300 for the day, depending on like what your hourly or salary is. And you'll see a trade and you'll be up, $650 and not lock in 4.5 and think that you did a good job, that you had a good day.
True story.
Like, and you'll do it sometimes in 11 minutes, right? So you want to like do with an 8-hour shift and a 1-hour break and a 1-hour commute both ways, plus 30 minutes to get ready. It's like 12 hours of your day so you can go out somewhere and make $200 to $800, $1,000 if you're lucky. And it's like here you could go ahead and just lock in 4.5 points in the S&P, make $450 with 2 contracts in under 10 minutes. But people won't do that.
No, I literally had a guy, he asked me the same thing. He's like, how much money should I try to make when I first start? I'm like, okay, well, how much money do you make working? 40 hours a week. He's like, I make like $1,200 a week working. I'm like, okay, well, fucking be happy with like $100 a day, you fucking crazy person.
Yeah. That was my first goal.
He's like, how much money should I make? I'm like, I don't fucking, like, how many, like, if you trade for an hour a day, how, like, what would be like a good number? Like if you work for $30 an hour and it takes you 3 hours to make $100 and you can make that in 1 hour trading, like.
Most people would say $150. Like if you ask anybody on the street, like for an hour to 2 hours worth of work trading, like how much?
I don't know.
They'll tell you
not in Miami. Not in fucking Miami.
We're
Miami, everyone be like, no, I'm trying to make $1 million. How can I make that million really quick? I got to buy a new boat.
But the average person will say $150, but then they'll see $650 and not lock in $450 and walk away if it hits. Yeah. Then they'll go and look for more. For what? For like more money?
Yeah. Well, or what's funny too is the people that will like I had a guy yesterday, Paul, like I said, the younger guy. He would enter a trade and he would take profit really quickly, and the trade would end up just keep going. Like maybe he picked like literally the bottom of like a move, and it went like almost 100 points. And I was like, like why do you take profit? He's like, oh, well, I just took my profit because it was there. I'm like, I mean, I like to kind of like really ask myself like why I'm taking profit sometimes. I look and be like, oh, like. Are we at resistance? Is there a reason for it to pull back here? Over just being like, oh my God, I'm up 5 points. Yeah. Because the people that take 5-point profits, they're the same people that are getting stopped out for 30-point losses. Yeah. And they ask me like, man, I enter trades, I take profit too quickly, and then I get stopped out for a big loss. I'm like, well, sir, 277, almost to that 80 level. Who would have thought? Baby Jesus. Speak of the devil, there it is. 280's getting tapped.
Nick for a tick. Shout out to Nick for a tick.
Nick for a tick's here?
I don't know if the BDH is cigar friendly. I mean, I don't want to stink up. What we got the McLaren. I got
allergies. I got allergies, sir.
Oh yeah, asthma allergies.
I got asthma.
The works. Delicate skin. I got to be
on the live stream. Just fucking have the asthma attack.
Yeah. No, it's never too early for a cigar, Nick. You should know that, though. I mean, I enjoy a good cigar. Nothing too crazy.
I thought about just bringing a couple joints and just getting high as shit while you smoke this cigar. That'd be a fucking
it's
stream
not every day
right there.
That you make it to the
whole
BDH.
thing just gets all smoky and weird in here, and then Jason's also vaping and zenning at the same time. It can get wild and crazy. Jason, he's a wild and crazy one. He looks quiet and innocent, but he ain't.
So Josh, one and only for life. No, usually if I get ticked out, there probably wasn't. A lot of times you're right and tight, meaning, right, you had a good trade and it was moving in your direction, but your stop might have been too tight or you just trailed, too quickly, which I say you got to have fast fingers, right? Like
fast fingers.
See money, take money, right? Because just as easily as it was in your favor, it can roll around.
You ever seen those strippers when the dollar bills are on the money? They're like,
yeah, they're just like, that's the way you got to be. You got to be like a stripper on stage.
Them strippers ain't letting that money just sit there.
Stripper on stage is like,
no, they grab it
and just shove it in your pocket and walk away.
I actually like when they get the broom out. That's even funnier. They get the little broom and start sweeping the money.
Got to get that on a t-shirt.
I remember one time this girl, she had like knee pads on. She's on there just like sweeping. I'm like, this is too much.
Yeah, Chef trades. I only trade the ES, but Josh, like I said, no, if I get ticked out, I have so much stuff to do. Like even after I leave here, I got to go check a development site for a project I'm working on. Got to check into the hotel, got to meet some people for drinks, got to dinner. Like my days are usually stacked. Like I said, I try to get in the market, and if I can be done in 25 minutes, peachy, right? But sometimes it's 2-3 hours, right?
There you go.
If I get ticked out 4.5 points or more, so a $450 day, I'm willing to walk away. Sure, I love making $1,500, $4,000 in a session. But if it's just $450, I'm willing to walk away.
I like it. I don't remember the last time I walked away being up $400. I need to work on my greed, I guess.
Right and tight, right?
All right, Nasdaq, we're just chopping around here. We got the opening range coming up. We got no major news today. We got some Fed speakers, but other than that, it's just a bunch of bullshit. It's Friday. I'm expecting some type of thing, something to happen here. If you look at the daily chart, I mean, I just feel like yesterday's high makes sense for this daily candle to push up to. Unless we just get kind of like a doji right here. I don't know.
Satori trades. Is this Satori somebody from my Discord? I think so. In the chat. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I can share my screen, but we got a lot of people in here wanting to trade NQ, so I don't think there's any reason to share my screen for right now.
Yeah, my followers are degenerates. Sorry.
It's all good.
They want to blow up their account quick.
Refreshing. I'm like on an 11, 12-day win streak. So like
Yeah?
going back
Ooh.
to my 2023
Yeah.
resolution, like if I don't even end up trading today, like,
I know.
it'll be fine.
I've been there, done that. That's 30. I had a 30-day win
BDH
streak
experience.
with Tradeify when I was in the straight to funded accounts, and you get it gets a little weird, like after that 10-day, because after 10 days you're like, okay, you kind of like start thinking about that. You start thinking about it. I start thinking about it
occasionally.
Yeah, I know you. Everyone thinks about it because you're like, fuck. I've had 10 days of green. I know a red day is coming. Just when is it gonna happen?
Yeah, I mean, usually my strategy is somewhere between 60-40 and 70-30. So that's the way that I look at it. Is like, for every 10 trading days, I'm gonna have 3 or 4 losing days.
Yeah,
I understand that. I accept that. And like, that's the thing. You can have 12 days in a row winning, and then it's like, depending on like if you're on the front end or the back end of like a month or whatever, you could have your 3 or 4 losing days out of 10 on the tail end of one set of 10 days, but then on the front end of the second set of 10 days. So it could be like an 8-day losing streak, which I've also had before. But it's a marathon thing, right? It's a long game, and it's like everything smoothens itself out over time. The data never lies.
Data never lies.
Unless it's a leaderboard at FlopStep, then maybe.
Ooh, I'm still trying to figure out the math on that one. The biggest question everybody wants to know.
Fairy dust.
Dakota, how much money have you actually made? Nobody will ever answer it. The most transparent person in the world just doesn't want to answer how much money he's actually made in the live account. Why? Nick for a tick, he's here. He's in the chat. Nick, come to the BDH.
I've been trying to get. Well, Nick had a baby recently, but I've been trying to get him. To
People like that's on TV. I'm like, I had a baby. I'm like, well, fuck your baby. You got work to do. The woman take care of that baby.
You gotta pay for that baby. You gotta pay for that.
Yeah, like if I have a kid, I'm not gonna quit working. I'm gonna put that little bitch on my back and fucking take him to BDH. Put him right here. Be like, fucking give him a bottle. Just be chilling. God. I know. I was just even when I had my son. I've had a baby. I have my son. When I had my son, I was filming full time and I was traveling and stuff. And like I would go to film wakeboarders, fucking doing wakeboarding tricks, and I would bring my kid and just put him in those little backpack things and just send it, man. Like little, like a chimpanzee's out there. Fucking chimpanzee has a baby. They don't just fucking stop going and getting food. You got to keep getting food for that baby. That baby just holds on to mama. I'm serious though. Y'all think I'm joking. If I had a baby, like I 100% would bring him to the BDH, put him in the fucking little thing right there and just be rocking him. Like,
You'd be doing the baby a favor. I wish I would have gotten into trading earlier.
Yeah, I got a 12-year-old.
Like,
I've been trying to get my 12-year-old
How old was the one
primed
that
up.
you had in here yesterday? How old was that kid?
He was 20, yeah. He started trading when he was 14.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you had started at 14? Like,
Fuck, I probably would have lost everything. I was kind of trading when I was 14. I was playing fucking World of Warcraft, trading gold.
That's nuts.
At one point, I thought I was going to become a millionaire trading, selling WoW gold. World of Warcraft gold at one point on eBay. I think I made like $300. All right, Nasdaq sitting down here at the bottom of that range right now. We got the VWAP down there, 20,200s. The 15-minute range is now set. We probably already broke it actually on the 1-minute chart. There we go. We're right there at the low right now. See, I'm not, there's no way I can get short right here with the VWAP right there. So I got to wait either way. We're above the VWAP here. The bulls are still kind of flirting with it. Being patient. Bro, I didn't just play World of Warcraft. I fucking destroyed World of Warcraft. I was running. I had a guild. We were doing PvP. I think it was like season 3. I had the full fucking Mac Daddy armor. Dude, I played a paladin.
I'm not a gamer, but I bought a PS5 when that first hurricane.
See, you'll never know. You'll just never know what it's like to play World of Warcraft. I had a girlfriend on there at one point. What?
Is it a computer?
No, it's on fucking. It was a world, man.
It was my.
People
world.
got married on that shit.
It was my world. Yeah.
Nah, man. World of Warcraft. Come on. Shit was the best.
I didn't do any hurricane prep when the hurricanes came through, back in September, October or whatever last year. And I was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to go to Best Buy and buy a PlayStation. I'm just going to hunker down and play games until I lose power.
Oh, man. How'd you play with no power?
I didn't. The power went out. I was so pissed. Like 2 years ago, hurricane.
Isaac's like, you know what we should do, babe? We should go get a fucking PlayStation for this hurricane.
I didn't even have a babe.
No babe?
Why didn't
you gotta get a hurricane, babe.
If I had a babe, I wouldn't have
You gotta go on
needed a
Tinder.
PlayStation.
If there's a hurricane coming, you go on Tinder and say, hey, who wants to be on hurricane, babe?
Yeah, no.
Come to my house. We'll bunker down.
If I had a babe
underneath my bed,
it would have not been PlayStation. It would have been Babe Station. I would have
Nah.
I would have shut the lights off on purpose. Like,
nah, you gotta
let's go, baby.
You gotta keep it up. All right, Nasdaq back up there to the middle of the 15-minute range right now.
Damn, we almost got to that initial balance high. I was looking at a long at 93.
Ooh,
it's all right. We might have another shot. It's the day is young. And babe cost money. Well, lucky me. I might have some. I am a Call of Booty guy. How do you know?
I don't know if I should say this live on YouTube, but people always be like, man, Patrick just pays for all these girls to hang out with them. I'm like, I don't pay for them to hang out. I pay for them to leave.
You paid me to hang out with you. No, man.
Only $100,000. I offered DayTrader $100,000 to come to the BDH and tell everybody the secrets about the prop firm space. He's been texting me like crazy. I think he's on some kind of crazy drugs, and he'll text me like every hour. Patrick, I will tell you everything. I'm like, okay, tell me. He goes, well, I'm not going to tell you now. I'm like, well, tell me. Danny Trades, the guy, he hates me, but he also loves me, I think.
Somebody told me that they consider him like the Ryan Garcia of
oh no,
I
feel bad. Like he's probably watching right now, but like there's clearly some mental stuff going on. You should see the shit he texts me. It's crazy. Like it's like you just don't even, I even showed my girlfriend. She goes, what is he talking about? I'm like, I don't even know. Someone said DayTrader got exposed. No shit.
This just in, breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. I don't know if you heard, Patrick, but DayTrader got exposed. Maybe it's all part of the performance. The next his next character arc, he's gonna become a billionaire trader. Someone says, Patrick, short it now. It's going down. Okay.
Actually, I gotta check.
Do you ever listen to the chat? People tell you to short or long? That's my favorite. Because now it's going to go straight back up.
No.
I hope it does. Not that I'm long, but it could be a good indicator. I had a guy the other day. He typed in the chat all exclamation marks, all capitals, saying short now. And literally it went up 100 points right afterwards. It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And it might happen right now again.
It's usually how that goes.
I like the fact that we're just consolidating here in the middle of this 15-minute range right now. I mean, it sucks to sit here and watch it, but you think, I always say the longer that we consolidate, the better like the breakout move is,
yes.
Right? Because like now you're like, hey, we sat there for 30 minutes consolidating, so it's like if we finally break out, we'll get that move. Even better would be to get a fake out to the downside, like you said, kind of get that dip down and then rip it right back up.
Yeah, I could see this going down to like 688 in the S&P, so go down to 688. But if not, I am looking at that 93 area, initial balance high from yesterday. But yeah, I got a bullish sentiment for the day. I'd love to see a late Friday. I'd love to see a late Friday rally.
I mean, it's Friday. It's kind of like I said. Look at the bigger picture here. Look at the weekly candle.
We
had a big wick. Look at the
though.
wick on the bottom of that weekly candle. You know, like last week's close was right there at the 98s. So we're right at last week's close. $5,700 the magnet on the ES right now. Do you live trade every morning, Patrick? Every morning that starts with a Y.
That starts with a Y or ends with a Y?
Well, ends with a Y. Hey, man. I might not be educated. I got dyslexia. That's why sometimes I see my P&L. It says 1,000, but I think it says 10,000.
Like I trade live every yesterday.
I'll be here at yesterday every day.
Every yesterday.
Am I going fishing this weekend? What am I doing this weekend? Oh, we got the car show tomorrow morning. Supercar Saturday is at the Hard Rock. I got a couple shirts we're going to give away as well. So if you find me tomorrow morning at the car show at the Hard Rock, I'll be there in the Mustang. It's not here right now, but I'll be at the Mustang. And there at the Hard Rock. You can look it up on Instagram. It's called the Supercar Saturdays. It's pretty wild.
What time are you heading out?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Probably get there around like 8:30, 9, yeah. It's over by 11 or so.
Depending on how hard I go tonight, I might join you. I was supposed to be in a car meet, actually. Well, I don't have a supercar or anything. But
yeah, hey, I mean, it's cool.
One in Sarasota, but I had to come down here for business this weekend. So I'm like, maybe I can check out a Miami car.
It's funny because, like, everybody's there. Like all the influencers. You're walking around, and I'm like, oh, there's that guy. But not even just like the trading influencers, but just like
all of them.
You know, the guys that do the Airbnb, the guy who does the car rentals, the guy who does the, you know, this thing. Is like the guy that does the fitness guy. That one guy, Wes Watson, the convict, Instagram like motivational speaker guy now. He comes there with like Bugatti and stuff, which is funny because, you know what's funny too is literally all it is like 16-year-old to like 20-year-old kids like just running around taking photos for their Instagram and shit. And I'm like laughing because I'm like, it's kind of funny that we all come to this thing and park our supercars and then a bunch of kids run around taking photos and then we leave. It's kind of weird, kind of a weird flex. All the GTA 6 characters at Supercar Saturdays, correct. All right, so we're moving to the low here, but I mean, I just don't love like this price action right now. Oh God, there's the dip. That candle looks a little bit better on the 1 minute chart. But that also looks like it could be a perfect little trap there.
Jose Espinosa. I start using Bookmap. I'm actually going to be doing a little case study for 60 days. I start using Bookmap on Monday. So
what's the case study? If it works
just
or not?
just looking at the difference using Bookmap.
You know, I use
compared to
Bookmap.
not using it.
I used Bookmap back in the day, and I think the biggest problem for me was I would get too obsessed, or maybe not too obsessed, but I would get too locked in on like liquidity on the Bookmap. Be like, oh look, there's a lot of liquidity at 20,180, and I would get short, and I would just be like, nope, it's gonna hit 180. It's gonna hit 180, and then I'd end up like it would reverse, but I would be so like, looking at the Bookmap, like, yeah, there's so much liquidity there. There's so much liquidity at 180. It's got to go there, and then it wouldn't go there, and I get stopped out.
The thing is, everybody else is looking at it. That's why I stayed away as long as I have. Like, as long as I got level 2 data in the DOM, having cumulative delta is nice, but I don't need it, right? Like, less is more approach, guys. But I'd be really interested to see how my trading, fares over the next 60 days compared to the last 60 implementing Bookmap. So there was a lot of
what happens if you just lose everything?
What happens if I lose everything? I just got to start back from square one. It's just
60 days later.
Imagine that would be terrible.
That'd be a great video for YouTube. It'd be like, I started using Bookmap 60 days ago, and now I'm broke. I live on the streets.
Yeah, all the YouTube money that comes in from the make up for everything that I lose.
Oh, well, that might work out. The people always say that, but I'm like, it don't work out. They're like, oh yeah, you probably make enough money off YouTube alone that you can live. I'm like, I wish. Just paying, I can't even pay for Jason for the amount of money I make on YouTube.
I just started a YouTube. I might have to actually have you help me upload my first video.
Oh, fuck.
I have the videos. I don't know how to upload them.
I can't take your virginity, bro.
Really?
YouTube virginity.
It would feel so special if it was you.
We'll touch the button together.
It would feel so special if it was you in the BDH.
Gosh. Uploaded my first video live from the BDH. All right, we got that gap to the downside, 20,184. I'm just being patient here. This is definitely like just kind of looking tricky. It's like not really like a rush here. Not a rush. So we got a giveaway here. I forgot about the giveaway. I always forget about these fucking giveaways.
Aren't we giving away money today?
We're giving away. I'm giving away money. I hit 40,000 followers on YouTube or on Twitter. A long time ago on YouTube, but on Twitter I hit it. So we got to give away some cash. I like to hook up the homies. You can go use some code to get a $3 rebate, or you could hang out with PW and get thousands. It's up to you. You choose, kids. You choose. All right, I'm trying to get this bot set up really quickly. Always chatbot widget, loyalty, alerts. See, there's that. This is exactly what I was worried about. Back up there off the VWAP. That's why I didn't like that short down there. Like, hey. The thing is, like, you probably agree with me. I mean, if you believe that there is something on the chart that is support or resistance, like, would you take a trade into that? If you see that there's point of control at 20,200, are you going to short 10 points higher than that?
I'd rather trade into it than look to enter there.
Look to end it there?
Yeah, because to exit there.
Exit there.
Yeah, because everybody else is looking at it. Like things like VWAP, like things like point of control. People are all looking at those same things, so it's almost like self-fulfilling getting there. But a lot of times, I feel like the institutions and the algos will like exploit.
They love to front run
fact.
it.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll exploit that, and then they'll go ahead and like what should happen there, they end up making the exact opposite happen. They just take your lunch money along the way. So I'd rather trade into
lunch money
than like trade at it.
The goddamn lunch money.
Yeah. So yeah. See. ATR is garbage. That long off of like 93, yesterday's initial balance high, it did play out for almost 10 points, but not quite. It's just mostly aggressively sideways.
Dude, why is this thing in fucking Spanish? Why is this bot in Spanish right now? It's like, oh, he's in Miami. Okay.
Yeah, you're in Miami and I'm here.
Is
like, for all my Latinos.
Why is it all in Spanish? I've never seen that before. All right, we'll try the first giveaway here. All you need to do to win is very simple. Let me see. Hold on a second. Will it work? The fuck? Okay. Let's see. I would love to see this if we get back above the middle of the 15-minute range and then start to work our way up. I think that's where we kind of can look for a longy dongy. But right now, let's try this. I don't know if it's going to work for the giveaway. But if you type in the chat, BDH, let's see. You also got to be subscribed. So try it. Anybody type in BDH in the chat? It might not work. Is it going to work? It's not working. Fucking A. Why does it... Wait, do I do accept? Oh, God. I can't... Why is it in Spanish? Oh, it's working now! All right, now it's working. I have no idea why this is in Spanish. If you guys haven't hit the like button as well, we got 1,000 likes here. We got 5,300 people watching. Let's go.
Really? We got to get those numbers up.
Gotta always get the numbers up.
So,
all right, we'll do this. Let's look at this move right now, chat. We're moving up here.
There's 10 points off that ES long around yesterday's initial balance high, so that's not bad. But I'm still smelling
There's that
a
little
bit
push.
of a pullback.
Are you you're still bullish overall?
Overall, yeah.
Overall bullish. I like it. All right, guys. By the way, you do not have to spam the chat. Just type BDH one time. One time will enter you into the giveaway. You do not need to do it 100 times. Relax.
You do it 2 times, you get disqualified.
Yeah, you fucking retards. I swear. I think my chat eats crayons sometimes. They do. They're little crayon eaters. Look at them. Like, they're just spamming the chat like fucking retards. You can't take them anywhere. You guys are embarrassing, chat. I have a special guest here, and you're making me look bad. He's like, why is your chat so retarded? I'm like, I don't know.
5,300 people. We got to get the likes
They're my
up.
special. They're my special friends. They're my special friends.
So you're giving away...
4,000. We're going to give away $400 times 10.
Time?
So $400 times 10 people.
How are you spacing out the 10 people, though? Like,
just kind of whenever I feel like it. I'm like, that's my vibe. I don't put anything on timers, you know?
Okay.
All right, stop spamming the chat. I'm not doing the giveaway until you guys stop spamming the chat. God, see, now they're fucked. It's fucked. This always happens. Always. I'm going to put on slow mode so you fucking idiots can stop.
Good call.
All right, slow mode. Relax. This is why, literally, this is why we can't have nice things at the BDH, because the chat is special characters. All right, what time? 10 o'clock here, 250 area, Nasdaq. Just chopping around here some more.
I was actually sent to infiltrate the BDH and leak all your secrets. I finally figured out.
Don't show Austin.
I finally
don't
figured out.
Don't you show Austin my secret.
This is how he makes all his money, guys.
Do not show Austin. I know that's why you're here.
Trades. Look at
it was funny because Joey and you came this
long,
week.
10 lots, NQ. This is crazy. Damn.
All right, right now, NASDAQ holding up here at the 250s. Could this be our push to the upside here to the 280s or so? Ooh.
On the 30-minute chart, though, we keep putting in lower highs on the S&P. Bears are trying.
Someone says type BDH if you like BBC. Big boner candles, by the way. Sorry, probably should have prefaced that first.
Ah, okay.
Not what the other thing. Not the other thing. NASDAQ trying to push up here through the 260s. This is that move we were looking for. Can we go? Get a breakout here.
Someone said Austin is in my pocket. Yeah, he's actually in my duffel bag.
You bought that was a big bag that you brought.
Austin's in there. Poppy,
Austin's in your bag.
Poppy, say good morning to Patrick.
How do you say what do you say little like in Spanish? What would be like little papi?
Like Papi Chiquito.
Papi Chiquito. Papi Chiquito, come out of the closet. It's time. You come on the BDH stream
Lil
now.
Papi.
Nice little push here, right through the middle of the range. Beautiful. I am long, by the way. We like to party. Oh God. Right when I said that,
Right
the
when you
market
said that, it
makers.
started pulling back.
Market makers got me there. I'm still long. I'm long from the 54s. We're good. No problem. No problem, chat. 260s got to push through there. 264s, and then the high 280 area. The funny part is the people that are just spamming BDH in the chat, you're not going to win, so it doesn't really matter, you idiots. We got 1,000 people entered into the giveaway here. What happened to the other 5,000? Where'd you all go? All right, let's see who wins.
I'm saying.
We're going to pick the winner here. Ding, 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 ding. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Everybody, you're not... Just stop typing in the chat, because you're not going to win. God. So annoying. This is why I don't... This is why I just can't. It's 1,000 people to roll through here. I should be looking at my trade right now, not looking at this giveaway, but who cares?
This is a lot more exciting.
Oh, Nick Moore. I thought that was Nick for a tick there for a second. That would have been funny. Anthony Regan. You got to type in the chat to win. Escribe algo en el chat para reclamar tu primo.
Muy bien.
Primero. All right, we're still long. El primo. Anthony. Don't lose, Anthony. Uh-oh. You got to write something in the chat to win. You got to write it in the chat to win, Anthony. He won. Congratulations, Anthony Rain. All right, we'll do another giveaway here in a little bit. Relax, chat. Can I get filled first?
Where do I enter? I want to be a winner. Where do I enter?
You want to enter the
I
chat?
didn't see a box. No,
Aquí, vámonos, BDH.
A la derecha.
A la leche.
A la derecha.
Mucho el BDHO.
Muy bien.
I hate when it does this shit. Like, it was, oh my God. 1 point away from getting filled there. 1 point. 1 point away from getting filled. Like, how's that work? Why you gotta do that to me, chat? I blame the chat there. I got my stop there at the 39s. I'm gonna ban the word BDH from the chat.
We'll do BTE on the next one.
I guess now we can put we'll go for the high of this breakout now. Little dippy dip. My chart right now is not looking right. There we go. Now we got it.
Say hi, Patty boy.
Hey. I was gonna say, what's buenas noches?
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias, man.
Buenos dias. My bot thinks that I'm speaking Spanish. Oh, come on, why you gotta do that to me, Nasdaq? What a stupid candle. Look at that. Right back down there to stop me out. And just stuck in the middle of that range. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, chat. If you guys haven't already hit that like button, subscribe button, you know what to do. Back down there to the 234s. We're still up $3,000 on the day. Don't worry. Don't worry. The delay is huge. There should be no delay. If you have a delay, refresh your stream. Or refresh the page. There's no delay, guys. Oh, are you kidding me, Nasdaq? Are you fucking kidding me right now, chat? Is this motherfucking kidding me?
Zap you out and blast off.
Are you fucking kidding me? How they do that? How they motherfucking do that? Right back up. Stops me out and then squeezes right back up there. Gotta love that.
Goldman intern.
Nasdaq's a dirty, dirty dog sometimes.
At least you got in.
Someone said, don't worry, that happened to me once. Only one time?
Today. Once in the last hour.
Once in the last 1 minute candle. All right, let's see if we're going to get out of the opening range here. That 280 area wants to squeeze. Nice little dip down there to trap some shorts and then squeeze up there. S&P trying to go as well. The opening range high right now is 79. 79 opening range high to get through there. I have like, so on my chat, when people like, when they're naughty boys, I put them in the VIP room. And it's funny because people be like, how do I get in the VIP room?
You don't want
well, do you share your trades in the VIP? It's like, Patrick, how much is the VIP room per month? I'm like, well, it's free for you, my friend.
For you. Only today.
Yeah. I'll put you in the VIP, no problem. All right, Nasdaq just holding up here, trying to break out, trying to do something. Come on, Fresh Cash Friday. Let's give me a move here. We got to break out of that opening range now, at least. Still got that opening or that overnight kind of high 289 area there. Nasdaq just chopping around here still.
Yet to put in a higher high in the ES. We're not even close to the initial balance high, which was set 8 minutes into
I feel like this is just coiling up because it wants to just fucking
snap
ramp.
It's going to be great.
It just wants to ramp, right? Like, are you feeling the same?
Yeah.
Are you feeling that?
Yeah, I have an upper level today of 57, 54. So I think we're up to 54 at some point in the day, if not at the very end of the day. 54 is my upper level today.
Just need some Red Bull to get there.
This needs rocket fuel to get there. This is bad.
The hourly chart is like just really percolating there.
At least something is. Already pulling back. You still bullish NQ?
Still bullish. I mean, I'm not bearish, that's for sure. I think we pushed through the middle of the opening range again, back up there to the highs. We broke the low. Unless we just chop around here forever, but we know how that goes. At some point, we're going to break. At some point, it's going to break. Just getting tighter and tighter there. 5-minute chart looks a little scary.
Let me flip to 5.
But
yeah, we have a bottom of 95 and a top of 710.
got a pivot point on the Nasdaq all the way up there, pretty much through yesterday's high, which is 20,350 area. Nasdaq really getting tight here.
Why is my econ calendar not loading in Project X?
Back down again.
You'd think there would be more going on with the Fed speakers that we have on deck.
Yeah,
today.
very, very little volatility right now.
Press briefing is at 1 p.m. Eastern at the White House.
All right, now we're back to the middle, or back through the middle of the opening range again. This is where we kind of bounced at there earlier, but VWAP down there at the 208s. Looks like a little trouble here for the bulls if they start to sell it down. But there's that little bounce again. So I think right now just got to get back above that 260s.
We have barely 100 contracts sitting at 5,700, and then about another 120 contracts at 710. Can't see anything much higher or lower than that, though. Market's pretty thin.
Going nowhere.
Make a little nosedive to extend the initial balance low before that IB period closes in the next, what, 17, 18 minutes?
The auction.
Le auction.
Well, Nasdaq going nowhere quickly. We're just sitting right in the middle of that 15-minute range for now, so.
How did the guest learn how to trade?
Yeah, how'd you learn how to trade? How'd you get into trading? What was the motivation to become a trader?
So I always wanted to work in finance. You know, going into the city as a kid, you know, seeing the big dogs and the big chicks walking around with their briefcases and their nice suits and stuff like that in the financial district. And I was like, I always knew I wanted to work in banking and finance. And, you know, I had gotten into retail banking at some of the big banks that everybody knows the names of, Wells Fargo. It's Truist now. It used to be SunTrust here regionally.
Yeah.
Bank of England, dabbled in mortgages. But one day around cars, I go up to who later became my mentor. I end up hearing a sick car at the gym. Look over, it's an Audi R8. I go and I talk to him and I'm like, hey, what's the one piece of advice or what would somebody have to do, you know, to be able to drive a car like this? So he goes, buy the V10, not the V8. And I was like, oh, that's real funny. But like, can I buy either one? So I asked him, you know, what he does. He told me he was a trader. And naturally I said, like everybody else, right? Like, oh, so you mean like stocks and stuff? He's like, sort of futures. And I had no idea what futures were at that point in time. And he sent me a couple pieces of literature via email, read that, we stayed in touch. I started going to his place and watching him trade and started teaching me, you know, what he was teaching. So I started diving like really deep into it all. So I told him, I'm like, you know, what if we could figure this out? And he's a quant guy, he used to run a quant firm. And he's just like, I'm sure that's something we could figure out with some math and some back testing. We spent the next year and a half trying to figure that out, developed our strategy, and I've been trading it ever since. So no other products, no other product types. So like I said, I'm a one-trick pony, just the S&P.
All right, this 5-minute candle kind of just holding up here in the middle of that 15-minute range.
No, it's more like Wolf of Wall Street, not Pursuit of Happiness. I was like, you show me a check. You show me a check.
You show me a check for $1 million and I will fucking work for you today.
I will work for you. What was the literature? So I have a few of them, or actually I have all of them and then a few more listed in my Discord for free. They're PDFs that you can open in my Discord. I always recommend people start with Trading Futures for Dummies and Technical Analysis for Dummies, but then Trend Following by Michael Koval, and then Following the Trend for Diversified Management, as well as Mind Over Markets. That's where I really got good on things like volume profile. Jim Dalton, he's been coined as the godfather of volume profile or market profile. So Mind Over Markets, it's all in there for free, guys.
Well, Nasdaq just absolutely going nowhere right now. 240s is holding up there. That 5,700 level on the ES holding up as well.
Am I able to put links in the chat? Somebody's asking
They
about
won't
my
work.
Discord. They won't work. All right. Well, let's put that. It's called OnlyFunds. My Discord is OnlyFunds. The premium portion of it for trading is called Big Tick Energy, but my Discord is completely free, and there's a lot of stuff in there outside of trading. Some of my other projects.
All right, Nasdaq 5-minute chart is holding up here in the middle of the 15-minute range, going nowhere quickly. Good Lord.
All right, back under 5,700. Let's see if we extend that initial balance low a little bit more. My long's not as cheap as I want it to be, but with ATR as crummy as it is right now, I just want to get in. So got my entry a little bit higher at 88.5.
VWAP down there, 20,200 or 210 area. That's right where that low from earlier was. Kind of makes sense to maybe reach down there, touch that VWAP again. ES down there to the VWAP as well. Nasdaq right there at the 220s, just holding on. Touched right there at the bottom of that opening range low again. Bounced. Will they rip it through the low there now? Down there to the I think, well, we got that close from yesterday. 20,147 to the downside there.
All right, 10 minutes to the initial balance period's closed. We are, what, a 1.5 away from the initial balance low, which is tentative still. See if we can move this down a little bit.
Oh.
There we go. Just did.
Oh. Somebody heard you.
I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. So I'm telling you, the Goldman interns, they're always spying in my
in your Discord.
In my Discord. So they got to be watching right now. Let me take a look at liquidity to the downside. Yeah, we got
right through the VWAP now. There she goes. Finally, something happening here.
Missed my entry by 1 tick.
1 tick?
1 tick is all it takes. Got some edging going on right now.
Hey, why were you trying along when we broke the bottom of the range earlier? Well, that happens a lot where we get a kind of a fake out below the bottom of the range and then we push back up and then sometimes get that V move back up. I mean, I think kind of made sense for a breakout there. We've got yesterday's close down here at 20,148. There's that move through the opening range now, 220, right through the VWAP. Now we want to see if that VWAP's going to turn into resistance here.
Come on, don't leave the station without me.
You still like thinking there's longs down here, or what you thinking?
Yeah, I do. I think we could see this going back down to like 85, maybe 84. I see some liquidity sitting in the dome there. That's really close to value low for yesterday as well. You know, bulls are going to try their absolute best to keep this in yesterday's value area. But we kind of have a P-shaped profile where like all the volume's at the top of the profile. So there's a lot of unfinished business from, we'll just call it 85 up to about 25. So I'm hoping that this is where institutional buyers go ahead and step in and start buying us up and, you know, get us up to that 720 range. So with how much time we have left, I mean, we'd be looking at either potential for a failed or a successful upside auction in the next 30 to 40 minutes.
The fucking 15-minute chart right now on the Nasdaq. I don't know if I've ever seen a 15-minute chart look more terrible than this right now. Overnight, just absolutely just fucking chop fest. And then this morning even just chop fest some more.
Some more edging. Missed it by a tick again.
Hourly chart is just nasty looking. She ain't pretty. I would not ask her out on a date, that's for sure. All right, we'll do the second giveaway here. Second giveaway coming up. Picking the winner randomly. Do 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 do. So many people, so little time. Nasdaq still moving down here. 20,180s, still going, still going. You guys, you don't have to type BDH. You're already in the thing's already going. Oh God. Here they go again. Marvin, Marvin, type in the chat to win. All right, Nasdaq ES dumping right now. We got this fucking thing going on. Marvin, you better type quickly to win. There he goes. Marvin's in. All right, we got 2 giveaways so far here. And right now, Nasdaq just moving on down there. 180s, 170s. That was kind of that move back up there to the VWAP, that bear flag little setup there. Well, I said we're going to the 80s. You know, I didn't know if it was the 280s or the 180s. So, you know, hey, don't kill the messenger. All right, we got Marvin, we got Anthony Rain so far winning some money today. We got more giveaways to come. You do not need to type BDH in the chat to win, by the way. Just relax, people. If you've already typed it one time, you're already entered. So, all right, break it down for me. What's going on in your head right now?
So there is still a little bit of liquidity sitting at 85 that we haven't scooped up to grab yet. We got really close, so I think we might make one more attempt to extend that initial balance low a little bit lower and eat up that liquidity, and then hopefully see a turnaround. There should be buyers wanting to participate down in this like 85 to 88 zone. That's why I kind of had my limit order there set for a while, waiting for the market to get there. So you know, if we revert back to the mean, which ironically enough is conveniently located right at big round 5,700, that puts us in a nice position with 2 contracts on the ES. That'll put me at about $1,200. So I'm looking for more. Obviously, like I said, I could see this going all the way up to 720 if we do get the buying that we need to see here. But if not, I get stopped out just under 80s, because at that point we'd be looking at the overnight and pre-market lows down at like 65.
Makes sense.
So my lower level for the day is actually 666. So
666?
Sure is.
Bro.
Yep. And as I'm saying that,
that's the devil's number.
To make a dive. So we did eat up that liquidity. And now we have more liquidity available at 56.
We're just moving on down here, down there to the 160s. She's a dumping. You know what they say, when the market's dumping, don't put your hands out. Keep your hands inside the ride at all times, children. Nasdaq just going right there to our 148, that close from yesterday, that gap fill. Good Lord, there she goes. 150s now.
Yep,
still lower, still lower.
80 and
147s.
A lot of selling just stepped in. Just cumulative delta just
Massive
jumped
amount of
down
selling
to
right there.
Minus 3,000 cumulative delta in the S&P now.
The cum delta.
Cum delta. All right, cool. Zapped out. Perfect. I'm gonna go to the restroom and grab a beverage, and then I'll be back. See if we get another opportunity here.
Still going lower, right to that pivot point there. That pivot point at the 132s. Wow. What a move. Absolutely dumping. Dumping, chat. All right, Nasdaq down there to that 30 area. Will we get any type of bounce? I mean, fuck. She went from 200 to the 200 down there to the 130s, just like that. After all that consolidation, finally. Still going lower.
So I should have gotten stopped out at 78. We're down to 75.
I got stuck right there at that fucking at the VWAP there, and I was doing that damn giveaway. That would have been the short right there off that 200 level. YOLO. All right, let's see what happens with this pivot point now. We need some type of little pushback up. We took out, no, still got a little bit lower, maybe for the overnight low down there at the 81s.
We didn't have a speaker at 10:30. It's at 11:30, right?
I didn't even look. Those fucking speakers, man.
All right, initial balance is set. At least now we have a bigger initial balance. 72.75 is your initial balance low. 72.75.
That dotted line at 148, 150 area. That's yesterday's close. I would like to see like maybe back up there to the 60s or so to kind of build out a little bit of a bear flag here. Or this is just the below of the day, possibly even. Speaker at 11:30, someone said in the chat.
Yeah, I thought so. All right, if we get back above 84, I'll get long again.
All right, now is this gonna like just keep waterfalling to the downside here to go for that overnight low down there at the 84s, maybe. You got yesterday's low down there all the way at the 19,995s. Thinking maybe a little bit more pushback up first.
Do we have Austin Silver in the chat right now?
VWAP up there, 20,200 level again. Right here at this pivot point now.
At least now we're moving. It's like the machines finally got turned back on. 650 contracts just got dropped on 56.77 in the S&P. Is that someone looking to bail on a short? Or is that some big size looking to get long?
Ooh.
I'd like to see that liquidity get eaten up. If we go from 77 and we can get above 84, I'd be willing to go long again. ASFX, when do you fly? He said, I'm here, Poppy. When do you fly in? Let me know in the chat. When are you landing in Miami? See if we could link up early. Have you had Austin here before yet or no?
No. Have not had him. We have a height requirement for this ride, son.
Yeah, damn. That's why we didn't go to Busch Gardens when he was when we were up in Tampa. I was like, dude, you're not gonna be able to.
Everyone like for that conference, like we should go to Busch Gardens. Yeah, Austin's like, guys, that's not right. It's not right. It's not right, guys. All right, we got to get I feel like we got to kind of trap up. We got to get back up into this level, but fuck, it's hard to get short right there at that pivot point and all that.
Austin, Patrick, how much is your course? Somebody's asking.
$200. They asked about the discount.
Yeah,
Go fuck
like, can I get a
themselves.
discount?
I know. Relax. $200. Go get a job.
There we go.
How about that?
Boom. That 600 contracts just got ate up in the S&P.
Nasdaq down again. This is what I love too. Like you get these big moves down, and then you're just like sitting here. You're like, "Fuck, is it gonna go lower before going higher? Are we gonna? Is there a better entry, or is it just gonna fucking dump?"
I'd like to see the ES tap the initial balance low, close back inside of the initial balance, fail downside auction, then ride this up. Easy target is yesterday's initial balance high, without even having to revert all the way back to the mean. So we'll see.
Looks like she just wants to keep going lower here. That overnight low down there, 20,080s.
All right, just hit the initial balance low and extended it. So the session low is lower than the initial balance low and still dropping. That's why you got to have controlled stops. Know where your outs are, where your entry failed. Because is there a bottom in the markets, Patrick? Is there a bottom?
Only a bottom is no, there's no bottom.
When you
the bottom of your bank
just
account,
know that it's actually lower. So we're down to the 30-minute moving average though. Let's see if we end up finding some support here. I do not. I think I have a pretty weak beard. They're asking, how do I grow my beard? I think about it from time to time.
Yeah.
You know, some
Is
occasional.
that how it works? Mine won't grow. I think about it a lot too, but mine don't grow.
Growth. Yeah, no, I don't really think I'm glad that you think that it's a decent beard because it's a little weak in some parts.
NQ down there to take out that low from the overnight, looking like that 180s. Big 1 hour candle to the downside right now. All right, this is that moment of truth now. After this, could move on down there to yesterday's low, Friday or Thursday's low. El Chapo would have, he would have that 140. I want to see that 140 areas where he would have been looking at for that 4-hour swipe. So that was pretty much right here. Getting short would have been the El Chapo trade.
All right, we are down to my lower level. Like I said, it was 666, so we did trade straight down to it.
The devil's number.
The devil's number. Let's see if we could play devil's advocate today. Let me see if there's any other liquidity to the downside. It's thickening up, actually, between 64 and 66, but we do have some available down at 660. So is there another 5 points to the downside or not?
Well, we kind of missed that last bear flag, just not getting enough pullback. Hard to get short down here now, even though it's going lower. I know the chat's like, go short, go short. If I go short right here, it's got to pop up 100 points.
In hindsight, right? Like, so what are you looking for next?
I mean, that was the setup that I should have taken right there. I just got a little gun shy. The fact that we just couldn't get any pushback up, but clearly that was the way from the 140 area down there now to the 50s. So that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta. I was thinking that we could have swiped kind of these highs of these candles there on that little consolidation, kind of get like a trap candle, back up and then get that swipe down. I feel like if there's not a trap, then you're gonna get trapped, but sometimes there ain't a trap, I guess.
It's a trap.
It's a trap!
Word. Oh, no.
Someone says, if there is no trap, then it is a trap. I'm like, wait, what? How do I know? How do I know if it's a trap if there is no trap? How do I know? I'll never know. And she still just keeps going lower there.
72 quarter. Perfect.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, let it trap maybe.
All right. Anybody in here S&P traders? Drop ES in the chat if you guys trade the S&P in addition to the Nasdaq. We'll talk some ES talk while Patrick's away. But we are, let's see, ES. It's a trap. Okay, a lot of ES traders. Awesome, cool. So yeah, we are outside of today's initial balance. We are finding a little bit of a pause from that really nasty downside movement that we saw. And we went right down to my lower level for today. I got 66 to the downside and I think 53 to the upside, 753. So order of business for the bulls to have a shot here is to get above the initial balance low for today, which is at 72.75. So if not, then we're going to look to break outside of yesterday's initial balance low, which is currently sitting at 59. I don't have a failure zone. I don't have an extended area of interest to the downside. If the 666 level breaks,
Yeah.
I don't know where I would target down there. I mean, I guess I could take a look.
Yesterday's low?
Maybe. Take a look at that. So, but let's see if we can get back inside of today's initial balance. Thank you. What is an auction? Jay, so in short, trading is effectively an auction, right? Like the markets are called the markets because they're a marketplace, right? You have people buying and selling, and they're asking for prices and they're offering prices. So one of the big things in the morning part is the first hour of trade from 9:30 Eastern to 10:30 Eastern. Any price movement in that window of time is your initial balance. So whatever the high is in that first hour, that's your initial balance high. Whatever the low is on that first hour, that's your initial balance low. And then once that's set, you're looking over the next 30 minutes and then the following 30 minutes after that for whether or not any of those levels are retested, which in today's case it was. We set the initial balance low, then we got back down to it again. We extended the session lower. Now we're trying to trade back up to and there we go. As I'm saying that, we broke in. So now I'm $8, I'm $1,000 in the profit on this trade. I'm going to trail my stop to $450 or 4.5 points. Now I have no risk on this trade. I'm currently up $900. I got 450 locked in. I'm targeting $4,000 up at 706. We're going to go ahead and definitely retest that initial balance low again before anything else. We got a long way to go before 11 a.m. when we know if this is a successful or failed downside auction, but let's see if the interns help us out here.
Fuck. Well, I missed out on this.
Oh, maybe not. And wait. We're getting edged now. Boom. All right, I just got trailed out. So got half of my losses back on that first trade with that second one.
I mean, this has to be, this has to go lower now, right? I mean...
Like I said, in the next 16 and a half minutes, I think the most important thing, and again, where are we at compared to, you look at initial balance at all for NQ or no? He's like,
no,
nah.
I look at the opening range, 15-minute opening range, all I really care
15
about.
15-minute, not the first minute
similar.
opening range.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's probably how many points you have in the NQ in that 15 minutes. But at this point, I'd sit on my ass for the next 15 and a half minutes and just see if at 11 o'clock a.m. if that candle opens above or below this initial balance low, because then at that point we have confirmation of a successful or failed downside auction. So if it's successful, I'd be willing to short. But like I said, I don't have a target to the downside, so I'll probably go look at that over these next 15 minutes while we're waiting. However, if the downside auction has failed, I'm getting long in this bitch. I want to see us back.
These auctions, man, they're getting crazy.
I want to see us
here.
above 5,700 again.
All right, another bear flag kind of forming here. I would love to, I mean, fuck, if we can reach out, touch that pivot point again, that'd be great, right? A little tap into that EMA there on the 1 minute chart. 21 EMA would be nice. We took out the overnight low, so the next level really is down there. That's that 80 level we broke. And then that next level, 87 down there net, or 987. So about 100 points to the downside if we start to lose that low there. But right now, a little pushback up here. Mark said, PW, the only thing you're tapping is Victoria. Thanks, Mark. I guess that's better than, I don't know.
Is that your lady's name? Or
That's my girlfriend's name.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if he was like throwing jabs at like Tory trades or something. Like, damn.
I got you, Patrick. The only thing that you're going to tap is your girlfriend. Well, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about it. You ain't wrong, you know. There's definitely going to be some tapping going on.
Dom, I do trade price action. However, I like to pay attention to the auction. Relax, brother. Relax. Rex Goodspeed. I have on the Top 1 Futures Academy, I have a volume profile and market profile class where I talk about it a little bit. But one of the other guys does have a initial balance and auction class as well. So check that out. Plus YouTube, you're on YouTube right now. If you just search in YouTube, I'm sure if you ask Gemini or ChatGPT, you can get some pretty good information as well. But again, some of those books that I have in my Discord for free also is going to go into those things. So you got to constantly be educating yourselves in the markets. There's only two types of traders: the ones that really educate themselves well and know a lot about a lot and do well, and then the ones that don't educate themselves at all, like Patrick Wieland.
I don't know a lot about anything, to be honest.
There's only two types of traders.
I don't read any books.
No in-betweens.
I don't read any books. I don't think about trading. I don't fucking... just like to fuck. That might be my problem though.
Let's see, what was my entry on that? 65, 75. Yeah, so I would have caught more than 10 points on that trade had I not gotten trailed out so quickly, but that's fine. I want to see a failed downside auction. Want to see us trading above 680 again, and then ride this sucker up to 5,700, possibly even 5,720. You guys heard it here first.
If we get back below that 20,080 level, that should kind of be the trigger.
Let me pull up an NQ
to take out any of these, anybody who's long from down here. But right now, just waiting.
What is it? MQM5.
I don't read any books yet. Legit sold a book. I mean, I didn't even read my own book. That might be the problem.
My handle everywhere is go to Isaac. So in the chat, I show as only funds because that's the name of my company. So I'm going to go ahead and drop it here in the chat in all caps. Go to Isaac. I actually have a really, really cool giveaway that I haven't even talked to Patrick about that I'm doing here on stream today. And we'll be talking about that here in a little bit. We'll do a little preview. I'm giving away this watch. So we'll see if...
Giving away a watch?
Giving away a watch.
He's giving away a watch. I didn't know anything about this.
Over at Tissot.
Yeah?
Over at Tissot.
All right, how are you going to pick the winner?
So it's going to be a week-long thing. People got to just follow me on Instagram. I'm going to have a reel dropping later today. And you just got to like, comment, tag 2 friends, and then the person will be selected at random. I got my go-to girl that selects all my people at random.
You got a girl? You got a picker?
Nah, I don't got that kind of girl. But,
well, I would say I would like your watch, but I'll keep my AP. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Hey, you
got the AP, I got the OP. Oh, so Miami. So Miami.
Funny part is I have a land dweller. No, a sea dweller.
That was
Rolex.
Like the land dweller's brand.
No, I don't have the land dweller.
Like, let me talk to your authorized.
Yeah, no, I've got the sea dweller, and I've never even worn that thing.
So have you seen this though? So the funny thing is, everyone thinks that the land dweller is like copying.
Copying that one.
But back in the day, even Tupac had one back in the day.
Yeah.
They used to have the Oyster Quartz at Rolex, and
Okay.
that looks exactly like this, but it was an automatic. This watch is actually automatic.
Makes sense. All right, Nasdaq, we're pushing back up here. This is, it doesn't mean that we're not going to go lower, but as of right now, just no real reason to short until we kind of find some resistance. What I would like to see for me personally is rejection, right? Back up, have a wick on the top of that 5-minute candle. Right now, wicks on the bottom of these 5-minute candles showing us that the buyers are kind of stepping in here and pushing this back out here, so... 10:30 had a giant order on the low. I think you saw that, didn't you? That big order down there?
Yeah.
It was probably someone getting long.
Yeah. The long trade that I just took, it's nasty. It's still playing out. I just realized that on my other account, it's actually still open because I didn't auto trail. So I'm actually still in the trade on one account. I'm up. It's
always fun. It's always fun to see that.
Yeah, I'm up 12 points on it, but I did trail it though, so it's covered now. So since it's up 12 points, actually, I'm going to go ahead and cover it with... I'm going to cover it with 10 points and a tick for commissions and fees. And we'll see if we go higher here. I need to see us over 5680 for me to feel a lot better about this long.
Okay.
If we can get above 5680, especially you couple that with a failed downside auction in the next 10 minutes, and then we could see this reverting all the way back up to 5700, possibly even higher.
Talk dirty to me. Talk dirty to me, baby.
Poppy. Got to represent for the Latinos.
Right there at that pivot point for now. Pivot point. Will that turn into resistance or support? We'll get back above it here. So right now they're just holding there. We kind of got back above that EMA. This is the first time that we've been back above that 21 EMA here on the 1-minute chart since that big sell-off. So kind of showing that there's a little bit of a shift here in momentum. Will the bulls have enough power to get back? Like there's that 150, 140 area. That's obviously a lot of resistance there. It's where we sold down earlier. So if we get above that, it should kind of trigger some stop losses, and then we could get back up there towards the VWAP 188 level would be kind of the bulls marching. Bulls marching would get us back up into that. So
are we finally moving up higher in the NQ?
We're moving back up, yeah.
Yeah, what I find really
it's almost literally tick for tick right now, the moving with the ES.
Cumulative delta was at negative 3,500 in the ES. It's negative 5,000 now, and we're not moving lower.
I don't know anything about cum delta.
So
you need to illustrate this.
And as I'm saying that, we just blipped up to
draw
that
a picture on the chart.
That 5680 level I was looking at. We just got up to that.
So
now.
we got really just the what's the
buyers are overwhelming the sellers
okay.
right now. And just like that, now we're in 81s. This long was nasty. This was such a good long. Only got it on one of my accounts because I got trailed out on the other one, but that's fine. Profit's profit. But like I said, that line in the sand for me is 5680. If we can clear that line in the sand, easily another 20 points to the upside, if not 40. We could end up trying to get all the way up to the initial balance high, which is sitting up at 5710. So
yeah, well, and I think if this 1 hour candle can close back above the previous day close, it would obviously be a failed auction. I don't even know what these auctions are, boys, but I just know it's gonna be a failed one.
It's smelling like a failed one.
Oh man, that was funny when Joey was here. I was, he had a hat on. I'm like, Joey, what's under that hat? He goes, you don't want to know. My hair never had a stop loss.
It's a lot like this.
Everybody in the chat's like, rub his head. It's good luck. I'm like, I ain't rubbing his head. Oh man.
Nomadic Warren, 5710 is the initial balance high in the S&P. ES. I do not trade NQ.
Oh, buddy. All right, so on the 2-minute chart, we pushed back up there. We got denied at that EMA, pretty much like into this 140 level. Like I said, basically like getting back above yesterday's close, VWAP up there next. But right now, a little bit of trouble there, a little bit of hesitation. What does that mean?
We're rejecting that 5680 in the S&P, so we need the initial balance low. If it gets retested again, we need that to hold as support.
Yeah. So
we could chop up between 73 and 80 for a little bit, but as long as we stay over the next 6.5, 7 minutes, and we stay above the initial balance low, I'm still bullish.
Okay.
I should have just waited for my lower level, because what do we got? Session low today is 62.5, and my lower level was 666 even. So I would have taken, 4 and 4
I mean, you should have
just known.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Should have just known.
Hindsight capital, man.
When the devil's number's on the chart, you just got to know the market's got to go there.
Yeah.
All right, this is looking a little trouble for the bears. I mean, for the bulls. I think if we get back below this low, this higher low there at the 93s, we could start to move back down. So let's see what happens. The fact that we got denied here at that 140 area, I think it's bearish. It's obviously bearish, not bullish. The bulls tried to get it back up there. They got denied. So if we lose that 95 area, we should try to go for kind of a new low and then kind of target that previous day low down there, 980s. So, but again, this is why I'm saying don't get short until we lose this low. That's the way I play it too, is like if I see that this is a higher low on the chart, the Nasdaq, and then we pull back into that higher low, like I'm not going to fucking short into that higher low.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because obviously there's demand there, right? There's support. Why do you trade the ES and not the NQ?
My heart just, it's not for the
You can't do it?
faint of heart.
You need more C4, bro. More C4.
I don't drink any energy.
Less cigars, more C4.
Right? Never less cigars. I would forego just about anything except for cigars. I'd give up alcohol like in a heartbeat, like just. I don't even smoke every day.
You know, they say quitters quit
so much.
Quitters quit.
Quitters quit.
People are like, man, Patrick, I'm really thinking about giving up nicotine or I'm giving up drinking. I'm like, well, you know what they say, quitters quit, man. Fucking quitters quit.
Judge Smales, I keep answering. Oh, maybe you don't know. Judge Smales, I'm OnlyFans in the chat. I keep answering you in the chat. I don't have a website. Just go to Isaac on Instagram. My bio, you can find everything else in there. Why do I trade the ES? Just
fucking drive my simulator for a while.
Do it. I got to buy another house so I have an extra room so that I can.
Yeah, no, I mean, dream big, baby.
Your sim is pretty nasty though. I've seen a handful of them, and this one's
No,
up
I mean,
there. This one's in the top 10 for me.
That's a
for sure.
$40,000 simulator, my friend.
Oof. That's one trading day for you, baby.
That's one. That's
one trade. That's one extra
I got more
trade.
money in my simulator than some people got in their whole entire fucking car.
Dude,
people
when
be driving around in cars is worth less than $40,000.
So you weren't in the parking lot when I pulled up, but as soon as like I got over the hump, like I got a notification like from American Express. They're like, your credit score just went up. I was like, let's go, baby.
Mine's been going up too. Actually,
I parked on the lot. My credit score went up. I was like, oh my god, the BDH effect.
My credit score has been going up too. I mean,
it's real. All right,
I'm becoming a real human being, man.
I'm up another 750 on this long, so I'm gonna go ahead and lock in 4.5 points again. All right, so that's locked in. It'll either roll back and take me out. It'll make up for the losses on my first trade. I'll be flat effectively for the day, but if we can keep pushing, we got about 2.5 minutes until we know if this downside auction was a success or a failure. We need it to be a failure, guys, if we're long.
That 150 area, 148, got to get tested. Got to test it. Inverted head and shoulders, kind of. Let's see. Put it like this. 5-minute chart. No, 2-minute chart.
Right.
Which one looks better?
Right, Haven? Why everyone's so infuriated and infatuated with the wrong things?
2,
let's focus
3.
on trading here. Dominican trader, que lo que hay, papi? I love me the DR. Oh, I just realized he's hating on me in the.
Hey, it's okay. He paid money to hate. So
he paid money to hate. That's crazy.
Paying the money.
I'll be in the DR soon. Let me know if you want to link up. We could drink some Brugal and smoke in Arturo Fuente. We could talk about anything you want to talk about. All right, come on, just a little bit more. Let's break above 80 and then run this sucker all the way up to 700 plus. There we go. As I'm saying that, I'm almost up $1,000 on the trade. Just because we're so close to the auction candle formation here at 11 o'clock Eastern time. There it is. Boom. Okay. Gonna go ahead and trail up to 10 1/4. So that is $1,000 after commissions and fees.
He's crazy, boy. You're loco. Muy loco.
Why are you so crazy?
You're muy loco, boy.
You're loco, muchacho. You remember that from SNL?
Muy loco.
You're loco, muchacha.
Yeah. You're muy loco.
Gotta love it. Got about 1.5 minutes until the auction is confirmed failed, and as that's happening, we are moving higher. I just need a little bit more.
The inverted head and shoulders is trying to get breakout.
I have pain.
Back up there, VWAP at the 180s.
Oh, Don Burberry, you have the Latino on Latino hate is insane.
It's a real thing.
It is insane, bro. Even
I
like internally,
I went to high school in Orlando, and
where?
And
where in Orlando?
East Orlando.
Timber Creek. Timber Creek. Get out of here.
Yeah,
okay, I wasn't sure if you were colonial or.
Yeah, no, definitely. If I went to Colonial, I'd be speaking Spanish right now. I'd have a Spanish girlfriend, and Colonial would not have been good for me. But I went to Timber Creek, and it's funny because there was a lot of people from Puerto Rico, a lot of Spanish people, and though there was it was funny because we had a very diverse ecosystem. We had the rednecks who wore Confederate flags to school.
Born in St. Cloud, for sure.
And then you had the guys who wore the Puerto Rican flag to school.
Wepa.
And then you had the boys from the hood. So it was because it really was. They were. What happened is we had a brand new school, and there was like an initiative to basically bus in kids from like under kind of like whatever
communities we'll call it.
Different communities trying to bust these kids in, and it was like a very like wild. We had all kinds of gang issues, and I got jumped and beat up all the time.
I moved from Jersey, so the Orlando Kissimmee gang scene was hilarious.
Yeah,
it was hilarious.
Who would have thought that I'd get beat up a lot in high school?
What year did you graduate?
2006.
So you graduated 2 years ago. So we were in the O at the same time together.
I mean, that's where I was born and raised, Orlando.
Really? Get out of here, man. I lived in Hunters Creek, 55
really?
West.
Okay.
So right
55 West.
Yeah.
I lived. There was a building downtown, like kind of near 55 West. I remember going to 55 West and like people seeing the holes, like punching the walls and just like condoms in the fucking elevator. It was wild.
But I couldn't have gotten to the O. I got there by way of the capital of Puerto Rico, which is Kissimmee.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, definitely Kissimmee first, like Poinciana border. And then
I always wonder, I'm like, who the fuck would move to Kissimmee? And then you find out.
I know.
Say
in the matter, it was a family move. Like my mom's just like, you're going to Florida. I'm like, all right, but That's crazy.
In
Imagine
Puerto,
meeting you
in Puerto
15 years
Rico, they
ago.
have like a little flyer. It's like, oh, move to Florida, live in Kissimmee.
live in Kissimmee.
Kissimmee it is so nice. It is a very nice up and coming town.
Yeah, but I've seen it, man, in Cuba, in DR, like they will hate on their own people, like depending on like the shade of their color, like what region they're from.
Well,
like,
you know what always was
nuts.
like blew my mind, because in high school we would go to Puerto Rico to go surfing and stuff, and there was Puerto Ricans, kids at my school that were from Puerto Rico, and they'd be like, man, Puerto Rico's the best. I'm like, you ever been there? They're like, nah, my mom's from there. And I'm like,
And they won't go either. They won't.
I'm like,
move
dude,
there.
Puerto Rico's. I mean, I don't want to say shithole, but like it's.
I mean, it is most of the time.
Yeah, it's not like it's not.
But it's
like,
my
you know,
shithole.
Yeah, hey, it's Puerto Rico. It's an island, right? Like I'm not hating on it, but like all these kids would talk so much shit about how much Puerto Rico was better than Florida, and I'm like, well, why did your family move here then? Like,
Nah.
don't be so quick
I
to.
can understand people leaving Puerto Rico and going to Florida, right?
Yeah.
Because like the climate and stuff like that. But the funny shit is just like people are sitting around Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico, and they're just like, "Tú sabes qué? You know what? I want to move to the Bronx." Like that's crazy.
Not the Bronx.
They're like, "We're gonna move to Newark, New Jersey."
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Not
like
the
where I'm
Bronx.
from. It's just like, yo, you left Puerto Rico for this? Like, that's
Not
crazy.
the Bronx.
Yeah, vámonos para Bronx or
Yeah.
Washington Heights. And you been in New York before?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they would go to Washington Heights or the Bronx. It's like, really? You left Dorado or Rincon for this? That's crazy.
Yeah. No, Rincon
The land of
going
opportunity,
to
though.
the Bronx.
Land of opportunity. How's the auction coming up? It is a failed downside auction, and we are actually trading a little bit higher. But we're consolidating around this 80 level, that line in the sand that I mentioned earlier. If we can stay above it, 5,700 is the first target. I have my target a few points, 2.5 points under that. All right.
It was like,
Hey,
I
I got my
what are you all
grandmother.
talking about? I'm like, I don't even know. We're
My
talking
grandmother's
about
got power. My grandmother's got power in Puerto Rico. We got to have her on the generator, the solar panels, all that. I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, Granny's over there by herself, basically. I'm like, I can't have her, when the hurricanes come.
Well, because
through.
everybody's moving to Puerto Rico for the tax haven.
Everybody, including your boy.
You're moving to Puerto Rico?
I'm looking.
Man, I just don't know if I want to like live in Puerto Rico though.
Yeah, why not? We should take a little trip out there.
I've been to Puerto Rico a ton,
We should
but
go-
I just
we
don't know
should
if I
go
want to
fishing out
live
there.
for like 180 days a year there.
Two of my boys are actually over there right now at Jake Paul's house.
See, that's the problem too. Is like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm gonna be fucking like down the street from Jake Paul and be like, fuck. Me and Jake Paul we become enemies. That could be good for the clout.
He's on the
you know?
north side. I like the southwest side. If I was
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
move
he's
out
in.
there,
He's
I'd be
in. What do you call it? Dorado, right?
Dorado.
Yeah.
Real estate
That's like
prices are rude.
that's where all the rich people go. Dorado.
All right, I'm gonna cover a little bit more of this trade because I'm up $1,500. I wanna that way if I do get zapped out on this one, I at
Rick
least
Reed
walk
said there
away
won't be
with
an
a profit.
IRS soon. That's my goal and plan. I owe the IRS millions of dollars, and I'm just hoping that Trump gets rid of them before they come to collect. Probably shouldn't have said that live on YouTube. Don't worry, kids. I do pay my taxes. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Let's go. Still running higher. Love it. So we had that failed downside auction. We had
Yep.
that breakout above 680. Now that next area that we're targeting, and as I'm saying that, we're still going higher. That next area that I'm targeting is 5,700. But
I mean, we said VWAP up there next, 180 level. We get back up there to the VWAP. That's where things get interesting. Will that be kind of the reversal setup here? If we get back above that 20,200 level, then hey, I like it.
there's people out trying to guess where I'm from. Yeah, Nork in the house. Paris Harris. That's a crazy name. Paris Harris. Nork in the house. Somebody said Patterson. That's racist. Nah, I have family in Patterson though. Patterson's actually cleaning up quite a bit. But I'm from a small town in the north side, Essex County.
Essex.
North
I saw a movie about that.
North
one time,
New
I think.
Jersey.
Isn't that where like the gangsters live at? Essex.
What do they have? The Many Saints of Newark from the
Yeah.
Sopranos and all that.
From the Essex County.
Yeah. So
Chicago Rican here, Irish and Puerto Rican. Hell yeah, that's a Jason's. What you said? You're Mexican and what? Yeah, Mexican and German. He got the
like,
fucking
"Arriba,
mix.
nine."
Yeah. Arriba nine. Arriba nine. We gotta get Mike. Get a mic.
look at that. Hudson Valley, New York. Union City, New Jersey.
Gotta put a third mic out there so
West
we can just every once in a while
Orange.
chime in.
West Orange. Show them. They want you to show the McLaren.
No, it's over there. Don't worry. They know it's there. They know.
Rev it.
Turn it on. Turn it on. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's real. It's rented. You can't turn it on. I gotta ask my dad for the keys. Dad, where are the keys for the McLaren at?
Yo, someone said you got
remember that?
The Hitler stash and the burrito. That's crazy. The chat's actually funny now. Hitler stash and the burrito's a crazy one.
What did they say? Burrito?
He's got a Hitler stash and a burrito because of the Mexican German. That's crazy.
Oh, hey.
I was thinking like eating a flauta while like shifting in a GT3. Like that's
Flauta.
more. Flauta, órale. Oh, finally the chat lightened up a little bit.
I think you're the first person to wear a knitted holy shirt.
It's crochet.
Yeah, I actually have one of those. I'm not gonna lie. I got a black one.
It's hot and
It's a
humid in
vibe.
Florida. Anybody that's hating on my shirt,
Yeah.
come live a day in
The
my
ladies
life
love it.
in
You know,
South
that
Florida.
way they can see. It's like a little preview. Like you can kind of see my
My
nipples.
nipples gotta breathe, bro.
Yeah, you
The
can see my
humidity's
nipples, but like
insane
you
out
can't
here.
really see them. So you got to get me naked to see what they really
Someone
look like.
says zesty shirt for sure. Yes, but you know what? Zesty.
I wore
not
my short
sweaty.
shorts today.
Zesty, not sweaty. The
Yeah.
humidity is real out here in Florida. Everyone's
does
saying
get-
it from the comfort of their home in Vermont. Are you wearing crochet?
Yeah.
Humidity's 1 over there. Over here it's 1,000. Like
Ooh.
my trade actually right now.
Nasdaq ripping back up here, back up there to the 170s now.
Doom, doom, doom. We got to watch yesterday's initial balance high. Could be resistance at 93.5 for my ES traders. Anybody sitting in this long with me in the S&P, drop it in the chat. Just say me in the chat if you're long ES or NQ. Who's long right now? Who's sitting in a long and in the money right now?
I'm in the money, but I'm not long.
And I like that. You were in the money early though.
Yeah, I was up a little bit. Now I'm only up
No
3,000.
foreplay. You were just like right in there. I'm like, I gotta
Yeah.
warm up a little bit, man. I'm getting old.
I mean, hey, you know, gotta get it in, man. I've been here enough times.
Someone said just close pivot point on the ES. Pivot.
Now, I mean, now I need like for another long opportunity. I need to see some kind of pullback to build out another flag here.
I think 80. So you're on NQ. I'm thinking
NQ.
680 on the ES for me. I think would be because we broke out of it.
Yeah,
right? It
yeah.
was resistance. We broke out.
I like
It's flipped
that.
to support.
We need to basically put in a higher low above yesterday's close.
And as I'm
Here
saying
on the
that, we're
Nasdaq.
going higher.
Would be ideal. VWAP coming up there, 86s. That's the perfect spot to pull back. We push up there to the 86s. There was that little, like, fucking gravestone or hammer candle, or whatever you want to call that candle that kind of dumped us down there this morning, and then we kind of pushed back up into that. Would make
Patrick,
sense.
what's the craziest question that you've gotten in the chat?
Craziest question?
Yeah.
How big my dick is?
Yeah?
They ask it every day. It's the weirdest thing. All these guys just want to know.
I always say just slightly below average.
I just say 3 inches at 100 miles an hour gets the job done every time. You know?
go.
I've never had anyone complain
Let's
ever.
go. I think I just
Nobody
got-
has ever complained, and honestly, I always win the race.
Yeah.
I've never not won.
Well, 3 inches in a McLaren is like.
Yeah,
It's
I
like an
always finish
upgrade.
first. I'm like, how does anybody ever not finish first?
Somebody just asked me if I eat Oreos. I'm like, yeah.
That's an ICT thing.
Oreos.
You see that?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
it
Well,
was right
I don't,
over
well,
my
we
head.
don't
I
know
didn't
why.
know.
I'm confused.
I'm like,
Why
if
is it that
Oreos
the
would like
ICT
to
traders
sponsor
like
my
ICT
new YouTube channel, yes, I eat
Yeah.
Oreos.
No, the
Sponsor
ICT traders
me.
love Oreos, especially in the
Yeah?
hot sun while vaping and drinking.
That's probably why people think I'm an ICT trader because
'Cause you like Oreos?
I love Oreos.
Really?
Yeah, bro. It's
kind of a weird-
I'm
that's-
disgusting. Like, you know how they come in like rows of 3
No.
like in the package? I will crush 2
No.
rows. Light
Oh.
work. Light work, baby.
Oh.
Quick. Love it.
So I said, is your hair real? Can I test it?
Go check it out. Yeah.
It looks like it might be a demo hair.
Somebody asked me, I think it was when we were at the
Did you get
boot camp
demo
in
hair?
Tampa. I got no demo hair. People think I dye my beard. Dude, I got grays all up into me. Yeah. Someone, oh no, I was smoking a cigar at this bar in Sarasota the other day, and some chick was just like, did you get your hairline in Turkey? I'm like, does it look like I did? This thing is running away from my eyebrows. I'm like, if I would have bought this in Turkey, it would be down here. It'd be down here, have me looking like Jamie Foxx. This thing is running so far away from my eyebrows, it's insane.
Damn.
If I was gonna get anything done in Turkey, it'd be my teeth. That's the only
Oh,
thing. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Get me a new set of pearly whites. I think that's the only, like, I'm no Botox, no like lipo. I would definitely get my teeth done for sure though. Yeah, somebody told me recently, they were just like, you know, you kind of remind me of Donkey from Shrek. Bro, I was heartbroken. And she was
I
like,
mean,
no.
hey,
She was
it
like,
could
I
be
mean, like,
worse.
it's a good thing.
It could be like, you remind me of fucking Shrek.
Facts.
You know, that would be like, I'd be like, that's being reminded of like Donkey is
Facts.
better than being Shrek.
Ooh, look at that. I'm glad that I had my
There's
trail
that
on there
pullback
locking
to,
stuff. That might be your opportunity to get long right there, a little
I'm
pullback.
seeing the little
See if
little
it
flag
retests
set up here
5680.
now. Need a little flag set up here now. Or this is now just going to start fucking ripping to the downside here. Right down there to that pivot point again.
We got a speaker in 20 minutes.
You got the speaker? Oh, God. No speakers.
Don Burberry. I do have a channel and platforms, but I'm not going to talk about it anymore because everybody thinks that I'm in here for a plug. So you're just going to have to do some research.
I mean, they'll find you.
You're going to have to do some
me.
research.
If they want to find you, they're going to find you.
I mean, yeah, you
the
put,
people that ask about it, they won't find you. But the people who don't ask, they'll find you. They found me. They swatted me.
You might have just missed your long opportunity. There was that pullback.
No, I never miss nothing.
Ooh.
There's nothing missed.
He doesn't miss, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't miss.
You can't lose.
Guess, can you tell about top 1 futures? Not on here. You're an Apex guy, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't, yeah, no.
No, but I did recently make a move. I don't know. I did recently make a move. I'm on top 1 now, but we could talk about that on a separate stream.
You can call Isaac, and you guys can talk about it all night long.
There you go. All night long.
I mean, for me to get long, basically, I'm just looking for, like, I like to kind of enter for the break above, like, a previous high of a candle. So just kind of waiting to see if we kind of get back above maybe 60s here, and then there's a setup for a long. Right now, just let this play out.
All right, we're messing around with that 80 level again. It was resistance. We broke above it. It flipped to support. Let's see if it holds the support. I need it to hold this support. Ooh, Casey said I was hoping for the level 4. That means you are one of my BTE subscribers. Shout out to Casey in the chat.
Bulls. All right. Will we get through that 160 there next?
Is it a giveaway time? Are you spreading this out? How long do you stream?
Trying to spread it out a little bit.
Yeah? How long are you streaming until?
We'll probably go to like 12.
Yeah?
Another
Okay.
40 minutes. So we'll do another stream here. Do another giveaway here in a second. Get 2,000 likes on the stream. We'll do another giveaway. Can you explain what the auction is? It's basically if the market moves below or above the IB, right? The internal balance.
Initial balance?
Initial
What about
balance.
it? What
Internal
about it?
balance.
I missed the first part. Can you rephrase
What is the
question?
auction?
The auction. So
Basically, if we go above or below and then we fail.
Correct. So we have a failed downside auction. So here in 15 minutes, we'll have confirmation of a failed downside auction. You could see that we had that push down. Actually, exactly where I got long the first time at 88. We rejected there heavy.
It's
And that's
basically
where
what,
we
like the
broke
first
early.
hour candle?
So the first, basically, yeah, the first hour candle, I guess. But the problem is,
Maybe-
no,
no,
it's
it's-
not.
yeah.
Because that would be 9 to 10, right?
So it'd be like
So it's the first
the
9:30
9:30
candles.
Yeah, the
So
first
top
30-minute candles.
and the bottom.
So yeah, we basically dropped below that 30-minute candle, got to the downside, and then ripped right back up. So that's like, hey, failed auction.
Yeah.
Boom!
The seller's
I know
front.
how to trade the auctions now, boys.
Watch out, Warren Buffett. I heard.
Yeah,
he's stepping
fucking
down.
about to become
When
a
someone steps
goddamn
down, you just step
trillionaire.
up, baby. He said trillionaire. Why don't you just 10x that shit? Why
Stop cutting him off. Why you cut me off?
Why trillionaire? Oh, they said
It's my show, and I do what I want.
exactly.
I'll cut him off all day. What do you say? Cut. I do that with my girlfriend sometimes. Like when I do the vlogs, it's so funny because people think I'm serious about it. Because I'll ask her, like, what do you think about this? And then she starts talking. I go, okay, so here we go. We're going to move over to here now. It's a joke, people. Relax. It's called comedy.
It is not an. I don't know. I didn't even know that ICT traders eat Oreos. So no, the auction and the initial balance are not ICT concepts. They are technical and auction concepts, standard in all trading, actually. Any instrument, any sector. So.
All right, so there's that just kind of sitting right below that 160 area. This could be kind of that move back down. So that's why I'm saying I'd be waiting to get long above that 160s because right now we're just kind of stuck below there. So let's see that the bulls are committed to pushing this higher and getting above those wicks there on those 1-minute candles. It's also like right there, that 5-minute candle is the high so far. 2-minute chart, you can see This could be a kind of a bear flag setup here. If we break to the downside, just kind of wait. I'm just waiting. We're like red to green right now too. The market went red, we went back green. We were up big this morning, back down. Oh. We're right here at yesterday's close as well. So
yeah, if I had paid attention to the fact that S&P's settlement was right around 80, I wouldn't have put my entry at 80.
Yeah. Makes sense.
You can't catch
What
everything.
happens now that the auction has failed? Well, clearly it hasn't failed. Well, I mean, it hasn't technically until 11:30.
Correct. It's looking like a failed.
That 30-minute
downside
candle needs to
auction.
close
exactly.
below.
So at 11 o'clock, we have indication of a failed downside auction. At 11:30, we get confirmation. So what sellers are going to try to do here, all right, anybody who's bearish, they're going to try to get the S&P under 72.75, okay, before the 11:30 candle starts to form on the 30 minutes. So we have about 12 and a half minutes to either get under 72, which is 10 points away from where we're trading now. Otherwise, we have confirmation of a failed downside auction. If we get that confirmation, then I think that we should be able to see this going up to at least 693.5. But I have much more bullish expectations than that. That'd be the first area where I'd be looking to either A, target if you're scaling out of trades, or B, cover if you're trailing your stop.
Well, she's trying to push here.
80's holding. That line in the sand, 80's holding.
Just kind of stuck right there at the 60s. Just needs to go, go, go.
Settlement. A deal king. A deal king. I feel like I've seen you in the Flopstep TV chat before, a deal king.
Flopstep?
Yeah, your username looks familiar, a deal king.
They always come. They want more.
Settlement is the closing price. So the
how could you
previous
ever
day's close?
How could you live without, without experiencing the BDH in your life?
Yeah, right.
Top Step just don't do it for you. It just won't get you hard. I mean, won't make you money. I mean,
all the above.
Never mind.
D,
never mind.
All the above.
Just won't get the D. All right, we're above that 60 area. We're pushing.
We are pushing.
There we go. That's that breakout we were looking for. There's 10 points. Let's see if we can get right up there to the VWAP next. 83s or so. I might get the most annoying spot right now here in this Apex account because I'm up almost 150,000. Not today, but like in general in this account in like 12 days. And I've been stuck at like the 300. Well, I've been stuck at the 150,000 mark for like 2 days now. It's just like I get right there and then
2 days and you're again.
No, I just like get right there and I go like fuck me every time. Like right now I just got there again, 299. I want to see 300,000 on my equity, but I just can't get it.
Jordan, they're claiming that I am not. But yes, I was the longest funded trader over there.
I thought Dakota was.
No. Not a chance.
No, Dakota did everything.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Because he's the Michael Jordan of trading.
Dakota's the best trader ever. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, my live account over there is old. Someone's like, oh, well, did you close your live account? It's just like, no, why would I? It's a money printing machine, right? Like, my issue is not with Patak Trading Partners, which is the prop firm that I trade for. My issue is with
Dakota.
Flopstep TV. Like, no, I'm not closing the account. But allegedly, somebody else has an account that's older than mine, but I believe this person is one of their employees. So, like, I'm non-employee.
That makes sense.
Never have been.
Favoritism.
So, yeah.
There's a lot of nepotism going on over there.
Yeah, it's all about controlling the optics.
Yeah. Warren Buffett is Dakota's granddad. I doubt it. All right, well, now we just stuck here chopping around. Just could not get it going up there, so failed. Back down here again.
They still got 10 minutes. 10 minutes when trading the S&P. That's like the last 3 minutes of like a football game. 10 minutes in the S&P. We got a long way to go. We just got to stay above water. And by water, I mean 680. If we get up to 680, we're going back to the initial balance low.
Yeah, 680.
Then longs are toast.
We're right there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, why don't you trade gold? Why don't you trade gold? Why do people always ask me? Do they ask you that all the time? People always be like, why don't you trade gold? Why don't you trade crude? Why don't you trade ES? Patrick, why don't you do this? Do you go to Tom Brady and ask Tom Brady why he doesn't fucking play soccer instead of football?
I like that. I'm gonna use that.
No.
I'm using that. That was a good one.
Exactly. Tom Brady fucking plays. He don't think about it. He plays. Tom Brady's playing the game. Nasdaq moving down there. We broke the downside. We kind of trapped to the upside and then right back down here again. So just right down there.
That 80 level might have just broken.
All right, we'll do the next giveaway here. Next giveaway. Picking the winner. 925 guy was right. Yeah, he was. Market went down. 925 candle. Oh, by the way, you don't have to type BDH. We need 50 more likes here on the stream. Come on, chat. 2,000 likes. Let's get it.
I like that.
Let's get it. Steve. Oh, how perfect. Steve is the winner. Who's Steve?
Just Steve.
Just how are we going to know which Steve it is? What if there's like
just
20
Steve.
Steves?
What indicators do I use? Simple
There he
moving
is. He's
average.
here.
Let's
Congratulations to Steve. We got a Pablo Rivera in the giveaways.
My primo.
Is he? You guys got a little.
It's my cousin.
You're rigging the giveaways, huh? Isaac called everyone he knows. Hey, everybody, get on there. We're gonna get this money, boys.
Calling all Riveras. Unite.
Every Rivera, come.
I'm Steve.
Who's Steve? I'm Steve. You're Steve? No, we're Steve.
Steve funded?
Trouble here. Losing this pivot point, man. Not looking good.
And this is why we trail our stops. See money, take money, lock it in. But we still got 6.5 minutes, and we are still above the initial balance low, down at 72.75. Can the sellers get us back under? Let me ask the 8-ball. Long 15 NQ contracts?
All right, Nasdaq just holding on here at the 120s. Start getting through that 100 level. We should go to make new lows on the day. Basically just like right there. Pivot point, all that stuff going on. We broke these two lows, those 5-minute candles. Now we got the 90s down there. Chop zone.
Might make a run for this liquidity available at 56.75. We got about 140 contracts sitting there.
56.75.
56.75 even. See if we make a little nosedive down and eat up that liquidity. If not, cumulative delta is negative 2,300. We might see some buying step in here. I think the algos will go a little bit more crazy right at or after 11:30 once we have confirmation of this failed downside auction. Let's fucking go, Steve. LFG Steve in the chat. At what point do you kick out guests, Patrick?
That's whenever I'm over it.
Yeah?
I've never kicked anyone out yet, but I get tired of it at some point.
Has anybody walked out?
No, nobody's walked out yet. Be the first. Make history. Austin probably would. He might have to be carried out, though. These steps are pretty tall.
I like how you have a...
Yeah, it gets you up off the floor, you know?
Box in here. Like,
yeah.
Let's go. Steve Funded said, let's get it. I've been here for over 2 years. Finally, I win. Let's go. I'm Columbia.
Someone says, what happens if the auction fails?
Well,
Just like, is there alert? Alert, alert, auction failed, auction failed.
a bomb goes off somewhere.
The Nasdaq just fucking starts shaking. Oh my God, auction failed. The charts get crazy. They're really just like playing with it here. Annoyingly playing with it. We're below that pivot point. I mean, we should sell through the hundreds there. This is the 2-minute chart we're looking at right now. They're just kind of chopping around here, but again, tested that 110 area. Took out the last candle low, but these candles are not looking too decisive.
I'm feeling naughty here in the BDH. I feel like if we get over 580, I might just throw on a 5 contract trade. I know that might not seem like much for you. But
What?
5 contract trade in the ES for me. We'll see. If we get a confirmed downside auction failure and we get above 780, sorry, 680. Whoa, 680. I just might.
You looking for a short?
Long.
Long? Just kind of holding on there.
Why Isaac here? I was invited. I was invited to come hang out with P Dubs, but no, I haven't been with TS for a while now, like 2 months. Right, trail stop, boys, corner lot. I like that. I like where your head's at, corner.
Kind of just putting in this higher low, this kind of same area we bounced earlier for now, but just stuck at that pivot point. Someone says, why the 2-minute chart? Well, the 2-minute chart is between the 1-minute and the 3-minute chart, so I thought it would make sense.
That's why I use it.
You know?
That's why I use it.
Kinda,
I'm not even joking. One of the core charts of my strategy is actually the
2-minute chart? Yeah, I mean, I like it.
For my overextension trades.
I think it gives you enough information, but it also removes a lot of misinformation. Like, if you look at the 1-minute chart right now, like, it's kind of chopping around, looking all crazy there, and right there at that pivot point. That dotted line is yesterday's close, by the way, that 147 level. We got the EMA there right now holding us down. We got a Fed speaker here in 10 seconds.
Imagine just catch me lighting over here.
He's got it out.
Someone's like, is that cigar smoking while trading guy? Yeah, it's me. I'm here.
Yeah, they don't know you without you having your cigar.
I know, right? Without a cigar in my mouth, they're just like,
how will they know who you are?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Exactly.
I got to go back and watch your stream from yesterday. Everybody's saying that the dude was fire. And even from you talking about him starting at the age of 14. What was I doing at 14? Nothing nothing productive. All right, 11:30, we got a confirmed failed downside auction. So we should see some buyers step in. It's kind of like that signaling where like the sellers should retreat, but you never know. Sometimes those institutional sellers come in here and say, psych, gotcha. And
got a Fed speaker here at 11:30.
That is true. Yeah, trail your stops. Trail your stops. If you're in the green, lock in some profit. If you're in the red, you might want to tighten it up a bit.
Again, I mean, that 20,100 is just looks like it wants to go. Like, this would be a great spot to kind of start accelerating out of, but you ever get that where you end up walking away for the day and then you get back on the, you look back at the computer and you're like, right when you walked away is when the move happens? I don't know how, but it always does that to me.
Nah, I don't usually get hung up on like.
I don't get hung up on it, but I'm just like, I'm always like impressed. I'm like, I'm going to Chipotle. I'm like, oh, the market sucks. And then we go to Chipotle, we come back and we're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
It moved 300 points. It's like it knows. The market knows. They're like, okay, he's gone. Get ready, boys.
Mine like clockwork when I'm streaming is like as soon as I say like, I'm liking longs here, and as I say that, like 5 points away, it's just like, all right, great. Now I got to wait for an entry and like it doesn't come. So, all right, retesting the initial balance low on the ES.
Down there to the 20,100s. We swipe this level. I think we got to go make new lows, but you see how they're just pushing it back up there, kind of defending that 20,100 level for now. But if I was a long and I see this 20,100 level break, I'd be scared. So we'll see. These candles just kind of all overlapping right here. Never a good sign either. Just kind of chopping on the 1 minute chart. 5 minute chart, that wick back up off that, kind of front running that 20,100 level. And now that 5 minute candle right back up there, 120s again. We'll see where this 5 minute candle closes at. If this 5 minute candle closes back up into like 30, 40 area, then I think we gotta push back up. But
okay. I'm looking at the same thing. I'm looking at between 679 and 682.
Yeah, I just don't want those candles just sitting there, just all, open, just sitting inside each other, just ding, ding, dinging the open and the close on those candles. Which is like literally what it's doing right now, playing ping pong.
Is that our Fed speaker there?
And there's that little squeeze on the 5 minute candle. Kind of invalidating the shorts down there now.
All right, broke it through 679. Let's see if we can get to 682. If we do, then I'm liking longs again.
And that,
all right. Let's go.
Sometimes not. Even like if you don't take a trade and you just kind of like look at the price action and you're like, you kind of you keep yourself out of a trade. It's like an accomplishment, right? Like a win.
Yes, for sure.
Like, hey.
Sometimes my best trades are the ones I didn't take.
Yeah, because you're looking at it like I was saying, like, oh, everyone's like, oh, short. But I'm like, it's hard to get short here. Just these candles are all kind of holding there. We've got that support there. There's that. Look at that. Push right back up. That 5 minute candle.
Push.
That 5 minute candle flipped the previous candle there and then pushed right back up.
I'm not gonna lie, I got a little excited when I heard you talking about like what you wanted to see about seeing this pushing up or whatever, because I'm like seeing the same thing but in the S&P for different reasons. It's like, bro, we're like in sync.
We're in sync. Hit me, baby. One. Is that Britney Spears?
It's gonna be me.
It's gonna be me. All right, Nasdaq right back up here again. Good Lord.
However,
this has got. I mean, this is. I said this like 5 times. I just keep saying this, but something's got to happen here. Something, maybe, like some kind of move happening here, or we just kind of go sideways the rest of the fucking day here.
I think we got about 10 good points to the upside left before the lunch bell.
Somebody said. What's your main time frame that you're monitoring?
Me?
Yep.
1 minute and 5 minute. Yeah, so I do all my analysis. I start with a daily chart, then the 1 hour, 30, 15, 10, 5, 1. I look at Renko and 1000 tick, but after that, I pretty much execute all day long on the 1 minute chart, just peeking at things on the 1000 tick, and I'm always looking at the 5 minute for ATR. Look at that pullback at 85. But I think we can get from 83 up to 93, but that's about it over the next half hour. Unless this Fed speaker is something crazy.
Oh, this is ass. Fucking ass right now.
Look at how beautiful the weather is in my hometown on TV. Bottom right hand corner.
Look at that. Cloudy.
Looks
Newark.
Looks like shit. You see that? He's like, oh, we were just talking about you.
I hate, this is just, it just sucks when the market is literally just going sideways at yesterday's close. Can't make up its mind. Sitting there at that pivot point. Going nowhere.
Yeah, I don't got to worry about Tradeovate because I do have Auto Trail set up, but I hope the market doesn't do anything too crazy while I step away. Unless it just hits my profit target. That'll be nice, but how far am I?
That would be nice.
Yeah. All right, cool. BRB.
All right, well, if you guys enjoyed today's stream, make sure you hit that like button. Let me know in the comments what we can do better to serve the people out there around the world. We're doing it live at the BDH. That's right. If you haven't already, hit that like button. You know what to do. We got 2,000 likes. Love it. We love it. So, big thank you guys for tuning in. I know there's always other places you could go, other people to see, but, I mean, let's be honest. Is it going to be as fun as it is at the BDH? No way. No way, Jose. So, right now, just sitting back here, we're just fucking chopping. Right there at that pivot point, right there at the EMA, right there at yesterday's close, and just kind of holding up here for now. It's hard to really commit to either direction, long or short, with the kind of current price action. We pushed back up there. We tested yesterday's close, and then kind of right back to the pivot point again. So. I don't know what to do, 'cause I've been coming here forever too.
What are we doing here?
Oh, I forgot to say, My Fun at Futures, it's 50% off. If you've never had a code with them, if you've never had an account with them, use the code PW, you get 50% off your new account if you're a new trader. If you haven't, if you've already used them before, you don't get the deal, but that's a deal that they offer to PW subscribers to get that 50% off any new code, any new accounts. Forgot to talk about that earlier, but all right. This is like the perfect time to fucking go to lunch.
What's for lunch?
Not this, that's for sure.
Whatever
this is, I don't want to eat it.
You don't want to chop salad?
No, fucking chop nothing. Chop suey.
We had chopped cheese for breakfast and chopped salad for lunch. But you know what? We made money though. We made money. That's what matters. Isn't that what we come here for, right? To just make a little bit of money?
Sorry?
Isn't that what we come here for? To just make a little bit of money?
Make money?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we come here. That's why I come here. And again, just chopped back down there to the 20s. Wow. Someone said I've made negative money. Well, that happens. All right. I don't want to say it again, but I mean, are we going lower?
Yeah, no, this isn't looking good for longs.
This is ass. Ass is this. Have you ever seen ass? This is what ass looks like. Ass.
been a while.
Absolute ass.
Damn. Isaac is boring. Oh, that's rough.
Say you're boring?
Yeah, that's what the chat's saying.
Market, I mean, it's
gonna be hard for me to.
It's hard to be excited when the market is absolutely going nowhere. It's one thing if the market's moving and crazy and you're getting good trades and you're talking about it, but when we're sitting here just like watching paint dry, it's not easy to be excited. I don't get excited doing this shit.
Good trading's boring. I think that's why stuff that you do, you know, a couple other people, it's like it's refreshing when you can get some excitement and came out of trading, because good trading is boring, man, and it's repetition, right? You go in, do the same thing.
I don't think good trading has to be boring. It's just if the market's shitty, then it's boring.
Yeah.
Right? Like if the market's moving, we're fucking trending, we're breaking out, we're doing like it's action, then yeah, I'm all about it. I'm high energy. It's fucking, hey, let's go. We're in long. Hey, we're out. You know, we're taking profit. But when it's doing fucking nothing, it's just like, how am I supposed to be excited about this? Making money is not boring. I mean, that's just a thing that people say, but I would love, I have nothing wrong with fucking putting on a good trade and getting pumped up about it.
All right.
I mean, it's absolute fucking just dog shit.
I feel refreshed and energized. I need a little studio like this.
You should. Everybody should get one.
There's a little office space in the building of my office downtown in Sarasota, and I was like looking at it. I'm like, man, if I can get this rent at the right price, I'd consider opening up like a trading hub in Sarasota where, like, you know, traders that are within an hour of it can like come and like trade with me or you know, just trade in general. It'd be real cool.
Well, I mean, the whole idea of the BDH for me was to, you know, kind of open something that would allow me to have other traders come and do the live stream stuff. Because I couldn't just be like, hey, bro, come to my house and we'll sit in my garage and we'll trade together, you know?
Sketch.
Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of like, I needed a place to, like, invite people that wasn't at my house.
No, this is sick.
Invite Danny Trades at my house and then he murders me.
Who's somebody that you want in here that you haven't gotten yet or haven't gotten the yes
ICT. I mean, that's the holy grail, man. If I could get ICT in here. No, it really is.
That's the holy Oreo.
He is easily the most polarizing day trading figure. You know, people just...
Can you pull up a picture of this guy? I don't even know what he looks like.
You don't know what he looks like?
No, dude.
I have a shrine in my bedroom.
I literally know nothing about ICT.
Yeah, well, you need to start knowing about him, Isaac, because he is
Everybody
the king.
thinks I'm an ICT trader all the time. I'm just like, I swear on everything, I don't know what it is.
It's the inner circle trader.
Hey Siri.
There's a circle and he's inside of it. Nobody else is inside the circle because he invented the algorithm that moves the market.
Is he an AI from the future?
No, he's just a psychopath, basically. No, he's definitely not coming. No, I'm just kidding. He's so good. I love him. My favorite.
Inner circle trader.
Michael Huddleston is his actual name. Huddleston. Michael Huddleston. All right, we're getting real fucking tight here, boys. Something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is, but something is coming. I feel like there's some kind of BBC about to pop.
Michael Huddleston.
Can't get in the circle. You haven't heard the Vertigo Man song before?
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta hear the...
Always. I got the whole cigar care package. Look at this. Got a bunch of them in here.
This is my song that I created.
ICT is confused. I don't want to say retard, but he's a retard. The point of day trading is...
Good song.
I know he's pretty dumb, but I think he's confused and insane. Now we're friends.
Listen, anybody and everybody that's going to come
I feel like now it's going to
contact
pump up.
you tell them exactly what my account's sitting at. And I sat there and I pushed. I sat there, pushed. And I fucking let him push.
Kind of like that.
It would be great if the markets were moving right now.
Yeah, no, it would be great. All right, so basically, I think if we break below 20, we break above. Oh God, there's that 40 push.
Keep talking.
Push above the 40s, we could go, boys. Something could happen here.
I got this.
Much higher.
Don't worry, guys.
Take me higher. Oh my, we broke out. And right back to test it again.
Make the market go winner, winner, chicken dinner. It's hard to day trade. It's easy to sell a course. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. If you're not making money when you're sleeping, you're not making money. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
It's true. If you're not making money when you're sleeping, you're not making money.
Then you got to 10x that shit.
Think about that. That's fucking funny. What's up? Big drop down. Big drop down, daddy. Big drop down.
Yeah,
Oh,
daddy.
that's a good one. Good song.
Big drop down, daddy.
Push, 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 push. I sat there. Push, 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 push.
Going down hard.
Push, 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 push.
Oh my
All right.
God.
I might choke this trade out. I'm going to move my stop up a little bit higher. I'm going to move it to 82 quarter. 82 quarter. So we either hit that and I get zapped out.
You know what?
No, just move. I'm going to choke this trade. We're getting close to the lunch bell. I don't want to give up any unnecessary profits back because of lunchtime liquidation. So 82 quarter, I get zapped out. Add a little bit more profit to the move. Or we finally break out to the upside and I make more money.
This market has it's got a problem. I think it needs something. What
I'm
a
out.
terrible. I mean,
I'm out.
it sucks because I
$1,500.
felt like that morning, that first 30 minutes was just kind of sideways. We had about 15 minutes of like that move down, and then now we're just stuck
The biggest move was when I decided to get long. I decided to get long, and they're just like, sell it.
here. Yeah.
Flushed hard, but I just got zapped out at 82 quarter. $1,500 though, considering my first trade was a loser, and we were, like you said, so tight. I'm happy with 1,500.
What do you think now that we're just sitting here? What's some advice to traders getting into the prop firm game? Like, what do you think? Like, should you go all in 20 accounts? Should you focus on one account to start? You know, what's kind of your take on the prop firm
Trade on
game?
sim, like fully sim, like not even like a combine or anything like that. Trade on sim for as long as you can. You know, like TradingView offers like free paper trading or whatever. Trade on sim as long as you can. You know, if you can stay afloat, you know, above zero or, you know, just positive P&L for 2 months, get a combine. Straight to funded, man, like that's for people who can pass evals and combines like blindfolded, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just got into the straight to funded game after my podcast with Austin a couple months back. He asked me about it. I was like, I can't tell you anything about it because I don't know anything about it. So started looking at it, and then I'm just like, oh, this is great for people in my Discord who, like, again, have no problem passing these evals. They can stop jumping through those hoops, save a little bit of money and time, just get the straight to funded. But I was a one account guy for the longest time. When you and I started, there was no copy trading. There was no sim payouts. There wasn't any straight to sim funded. So, you know, I'm semi old school, but, you know, I'm adapting and, you know, to the changes and adopting it in a way. So I'm copy trading right now with Top One Futures, because since I wanted to migrate from flop step to Top One, I needed to get obviously a new account. So I got 3 straight to funded accounts, and I'm trading those right now and not taking a payout yet. Gonna grow that equity. That's the most important thing for me, is like everybody rushes to a payout. And I feel like the faster you get paid out, or the more frequently you pay out, the faster you're going to blow up your account.
Yeah.
Right. Or the more likely you are to lose that account. You got to have a pretty solid cushion there. I won't take a payout until I have 15K sitting in an account, and it'll be very, very, very small. You know, so that's pretty much it. I mean, people can ask away in the chat though. Next giveaway. They're like flop step.
Fucking A. Look at, like, now it's ripping up here. What the fuck is this?
Arturo Fuente all day, every day out of the options you put in the chat.
All right, Nasdaq breaking out to the upside here. Just decided to make a move here.
Now that I'm out. What the F?
Yeah, literally. What the hell? What the helly? What the hell? What the hell?
All right. That's not bad. 10 minutes to spare, though. 10 minutes to spare to the lunch bell. I'm out.
The market makers are watching the stream, and then they're waiting for everybody in the chat to talk about getting short, and then they're like, okay, they're all short, so let's all get long.
No, they were like, Isaac just bailed on his long. Pump it. Pump it.
Well, we're getting real close to the finish line here, my friend. So
We got a giveaway. We're giving away some money.
we'll do one more giveaway here. Where's it at? Ba 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 da ba ba ba. Ba 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 da boo doo. Rolling the dice. Choo 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 choo. Who's gonna win $400? Oh, by the way, if you win, you need to send a picture of your YouTube username, being like a photo of your kind of dashboard type thing, and send that to info@onlyprofirms.com to prove that you're the real person, and then send us your PayPal email address. God, there's so many people. Amiri B. Congratulations, Amiri B.
Still spamming the chat with BDH.
How about this? First person to put their PayPal address in the chat wins. My funny is people will get so pissed off. Look, they don't listen. NKX, let's see if that's gonna work. Is that your PayPal address?
Oh my God, we're still running higher. There it is. And I said 93. My God, it couldn't have been less perfect timing of when I got out before this finally broke out to the upside. But it's good risk management. I got rid of the downside, locked in some money. It's a Friday. I think I just continued the win streak. Let me count the days. How far out is this win streak?
Count it down.
Yeah, I'm bitching and complaining. It's like, what, I could have added another $400, $500, $600. Like, I was starting to get that mental fatigue of seeing the charts do nothing. We were eating a whole lot of chopped salad. You got to know when to walk away.
David Stevens, looks like you're gonna win because the other guy, his account didn't work. So $400 for David Stevens, just for hanging out on the chat. Not bad, not bad. Here it is, just to show the proof of it. Yeah. We sending out that money. I'm gonna say for
12-day win streak
for BBC. $400.
What's crazy is I have this new account that I'm using for streaming,
send it,
and I only use one contract.
All right, congratulations. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you're good. Go back.
For the month, I'm up $7,000 on a one contract, one account situation. Like, that's.
I'm jealous of you.
That's pretty.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that just think you gotta like trade size to make deals.
Yeah, yeah. No, you don't.
$7,000 will change a lot of people's lives.
In the Nasdaq today, you can make a lot of money trading one contract.
Oh yeah, even more.
You do not need.
I've lost sight of the
15
power
contracts.
of one contract because it's been so long that I've been trading 2 and 3. It's just like you look back and it's like, damn, like compounded over a series of days.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a lot, and it's also a lot easier to like manage the risk, right? To manage one contract mentally, emotionally.
That's what I was gonna say. Not even the trade.
It's like
this one contract, like managing.
You get into a trade, you put one contract on long, you put your risk, you manage it. Whereas, you put on 10 contracts, it's like, oh my God, you really, like, it's a totally different fucking brain teaser.
Yeah, no, that's pretty impressive.
Oh my God. I just think we're fucked.
I'm still feeling
this market's
bullish.
going nowhere. Quick.
This one.
Nasdaq is up 0.01% on the day right now.
Yeah.
What?
We got to 90 quarter. I said 93 half was where I saw this kind of pausing by lunchtime. We'll see. We still got 5 minutes though. So, and for those of you guys and girls that missed it, what do we got? We got 3,000 people on here giving away a watch. All you need to do to win this watch is follow me on Instagram. Go to Isaac. Going to be doing some other giveaways. It's not just a watch. We're giving away a 150K instant sim funded account. We're giving away a 150K challenge account. We're giving away that watch, and we're giving away a month's access to my Discord. So
you're like fucking Santa Claus over there.
Well, we're celebrating 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, big
1 year?
1 year of Big Tech Energy.
Wow.
It's our birthday, anniversary. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but One Año.
Pretty cool.
One Año. So we're going to give away a bunch of stuff. So.
Well, I mean, I think
I'll drop it in the chat.
This is it, I think it's it. It's time to say goodbye. Time to say goodbye here.
One Año, Richard. One Año.
Patrick, please order some Oreos. Okay.
Facts. When ICT
Need more Oreos.
Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks since I stopped trading until noon, and I will say, it wasn't dreadful.
Yeah?
Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, man.
I would do it again.
You would?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would.
I consented the first time,
Not
and
personal,
I would do
but
it
this
again.
fucking, I don't ever want to do this market ever again.
This is for the record. I consented to this, and I would do it again.
No, okay. Hey, no means yes. Well, I think, like I said, there's a good time to walk away, and it's funny because it's probably gonna once we walk away here, she's going back to the high of day, but I don't know what else to say there. It's a wishy-washy, a wishy, you know. So
imagine this homie's pajamas. My pajamas are exactly
You got
the
pajamas?
same. My
I don't wear
pajamas are exactly
pajamas.
the same as my birthday suit. They're
I don't
identical.
even own underwear.
They're identical.
True story.
Who sleeps in pajamas?
Underwear is very it's just a waste of time, you know. You gotta wash your underwear. Like, nah, we don't need none of that. All right, so there it is. Market's pushing back up. We got the VWAP there at the 180s. If we can get above that VWAP, stay back above that VWAP, anything's possible. The Nasdaq is below the VWAP. The ES is like right at the VWAP now. So we'll see.
2 minutes. Let's see if we get 92.
You got 2 minutes?
92 half in 2 minutes for the
2 minutes. Okay. Well, wait. 2 minutes. We got it. Well, only a minute. It's only a minute 30. Minute 30 left.
Very happy with my lower level. I called out 666 for Friday. We got down to 62
Little did I
half.
know.
Let's see if we can get to 92 half. But I think 720, like the McLaren, baby. 720 by the end of the day.
765, sir.
No, I'm saying like the McLaren, not your McLaren. I wish,
sir.
I wish we could have
765,
765 today.
Well, there it is. We got 1 minute left. What are you looking for?
I just wanted to see if we hit 92 half. But if
92?
you want to kill it, We made money.
No. We're going 1 minute. Let's go all the way, baby.
90, 2.5
1 minute to go. 1 minute to go.
Less than 60 seconds.
1 minute to go, chat. We'll pull it up here on the big screen.
Pull it up.
Right there, the VWAP right now. Will she go? 92 and a half, so you're looking for?
Yeah.
The line in the sand. Oh, she's kind of pushing. She's kind of pushing.
How much time do we got?
She's kind of pushing. We got
33 seconds,
30
baby.
seconds here.
Yeah, even though I'm not on the bus anymore, this was a good ride. I think this was a really solid trade. Stuck to my rules, and even when I was starting to get a little fatigued and tired of this chopped salad, just lock it down.
Yeah, impressive.
Lock it down.
No, good work. Good work. What happens at 12? Little midgets come out of the closet and start dancing around. It's gonna get wild. Yeah.
Austin, come out.
I wasn't
double bag, baby.
You know, I wasn't even talking about Austin there. I was just talking about like the midgets in, you know, like at
he just landed in Miami. He did just text me.
There's that 91, 92.
Yeah, but we missed it. 12 o'clock. Oh my god.
Close.
And the chat would be like, ha, you were off by a point, you suck.
Yeah, no, trust me, that's
Can't
story of
trade
my
for
life.
shit.
They'll be like,
It's like, oh,
Patrick,
wow.
you told us to get long at 160. It only went to 190. You suck.
I came within 4 points of the bottom and 1 point of where we closed out for the lunch bell, and it's like I suck.
There it is. Well,
one day I'll be as good as you, P-Dubs.
No, hey,
one day.
Be better than me, baby. Be better than me.
I subscribed to your channel, bro.
Oh,
fuck. I'm a P-Dub sub now, baby.
Be better than me.
Love it. This is
Be
a great
better
time.
than
This is a great time. Thank
All
you for
right,
having me
hey.
on.
Yeah,
Seriously,
thanks
I
for
had a
coming in,
blast.
man. Good times. We'll
As boring as I am, I had a blast.
No, I don't think you were boring at all. Trust me, we've definitely had more boring guests. I think the chat, they just, no matter what, they're never happy. So you could literally be just handing out fucking gold. And they'd be like, yeah, but why not platinum?
These YouTube chats are exactly like my ex-girlfriends, just never satisfied.
They just, no. Same problem with me. There it is. If you guys haven't already hit that like button, subscribe button, we'll see you next week. I got a couple more guests coming on next week. More action, more fun from live at the BDH. And, well, see you later, chat.
Toodles.
See you later.